And we are live. Hello, chat. Hello, viewers.
Disgusting.
Hello, everyone who was already waiting for the live to start. That's fire. As you can tell, I sound like a frog today. So I'm going to try and do as little talking as possible, obviously introducing the topics. But as far as debating goes, I'm sitting today out, which I usually do anyway. So this is no surprise. Wow, I just lost my train of thought. I wanted to shout out because we do this like once a month, I feel like, and I feel like we need to start doing this more. Shout out to the audio only listeners, man. I seen somebody in Discord after like last show or 2 shows ago, like, hey, when's the audio going up, man? You guys are the unsung heroes of Player's Choice. You guys don't get enough love. So we appreciate y'all. Discord going crazy. 1,130 people or 40 people in there. You guys are showing out. It's crazy. And then obviously
I stopped shouting out the Apple and Spotify listeners.
That's what happened
months ago.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I got to get back to that.
And see, I just let it completely fall off the cliff. So my bad, y'all. But no, shout out to everybody that taps into Player's Choice, bro.
I think this is Dell and OG's first episode together, if I'm not mistaken.
No, yeah, I don't think he was on.
Wait, was that when he got zapped from the lightning, the thunderstorm?
No, it wasn't him for that.
No, that wasn't that one. That
was someone else.
Oh, got you.
But this is the first.
Nice. The heavyweights.
Yeah, I don't think he was on. I was on.
Heavyweights today. I'm here for it.
Mars, how you doing?
I'm good right now. The moods can change in about 9 hours, depending on how game 2 goes.
Yeah. Yo, Mars, you've been in my thoughts and prayers.
Why?
What's your problem? What's your problem, Mars? You dying on that Warriors hill? Is that what the problem is?
I've said I believe Boston will win, but I gotta have faith in the Warriors, so I'm saying Warriors in 5 until it's impossible.
Facts. I'm dying on that same hill.
I got them in 6. So
the Warriors about to peel off 4 straight, allegedly.
Yes, they are.
Allegedly, definitely.
Allegedly.
You say,
yo, you want to know what's really weird? This Draymond Green guy. It's like the more business that he does off the court, the less the less threes that he shoots on the court, which is very weird to me. It's been like a 7 or 8 year downturn for 3-pointers made and attempted. I think he's made 16 this year in the regular season. Now
y'all hoopers, man. Playoffs. Y'all know better than me. Don't they say the jump shot, the last name to fade?
But that's what I don't understand. I don't understand why Draymond is not shooting more threes, or at least, I mean, Celtics just sag off of him. He's 0 for 4.
That's a funny
I would
intro.
do that in the entire series.
Oh, I know.
What y'all? No, y'all hoopers, y'all know better than me. That's just a funny intro.
Oh,
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Y'all do it. You know, y'all do it on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? I hoop for fun. Y'all hoop professionally.
He wasn't saying
like,
that for you, OG.
Y'all might know better than me. You know what I'm saying?
He's jabbing Shaq right now. He's jabbing Shaq.
Yo, we're not about to start this with guest here. But I'll let you guys in. We had Eric Paschall on the show a couple of weeks ago, and everybody was just chummy with the NBA player. Nobody wanted any smoke with them.
Why?
And it was just one of those episodes. Yeah. And Dale happened to say, because he's in the NBA, his takes are more valid than everybody else's on the
planet. Say that. That's not what I said.
What did you say, Dale? What did you say?
That's not what I said. Shaq asked him a question about who has a better bag in terms of
no. Let's be specific. Let's be specific.
This is between LeBron James and Kevin Durant. So
okay, but let's be more specific. Who has a better handle?
Oh yeah, who has a better handle? And EP was like, if I'm guarding Braun, it's easier for me guarding Braun with his handle. I'm biting more at what KD is doing. And I said to Shaq, I could agree with that. Is better for his take because he's guarding both of them. He's in the NBA and he's guarding both of them. It's easier for him to to relate that to us than us just sitting there watching both of them dribble the basketball.
Right.
That's what I said.
I agree with that.
100%.
And what I said, I'm not asking what you guys eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's something that I'm not in the NBA. I can't attest to that. But I can look at highlights for hours. I don't care. I probably looked at them dribble the ball more than you guarded it. Bottom line. I don't care about you guarding a player and saying that, oh, I jump for his hezzy. That's on you. I can still draw an analysis or assessment on who
never
has the
said
better
you
hands.
couldn't. And I said I never said he couldn't, but I would just take the person that's guarded them more than once over you watching highlights.
That's what I was gonna say.
And that's what
I wouldn't.
Shaq.
I don't think that's a valid take.
Why not, Shaq? We talking about
if he's been through it though. You know,
he's in the emergency room. I'm the surgeon at the table. It's a difference between me being the surgeon and you actually watching me do it.
Because he can say that, but I've also guarded players with better handles than both of those guys.
Right.
So that's why that has a lot to do.
And that's what I was saying. That has nothing to do with it.
That has absolutely nothing to do with his experiences. If he's telling you, hey, I can check Kevin Durant and LeBron James.
You could.
You know, we're not saying Eric Paschall is the best defender in the world. We're not saying that by any stretch. But if the man lived through it and he's able to talk about it and he survived through that moment and he has a take on who has the better bag, a deeper bag, or whatever y'all was arguing about, I would take that opinion.
Coach. It's a reason that players can't coach.
Great players can't coach. Players can coach. Great players can't coach.
Some of them, but a lot of them also can't. It goes both ways.
Add that to the fact, Shaq, that you've guarded guys with better handles, and you can attest to those guys with the better bag, as opposed to me just watching that dude with the better handle.
Facts.
You will tell me. You will say to me the first question. Well, the first thing that Shaq would say to me is, "quote How you gonna tell me I guarded the dude?" That's the first thing you'll say.
Yeah,
but that's just me. I wouldn't come like that. That's just me though. I wouldn't be that vulgar. I wouldn't just write off somebody's opinion just because of that. I just guarded Mike James and Dwayne Bacon for 5 straight games, off and on. And if somebody came and said to me that another player was better than them, I'd be like, I respect that opinion. But what else can I say? I'm like, but they were playing ungodly in that series a month ago. But all right, it is what it is. That's my only point. No, but it's fine though. We can move along.
We've started the last 3 shows with this opening dialogue. It's so funny.
It's nothing new. When guests come on, Dale gets all chummy.
Dale gets chummy. This feels. No, it just. I didn't want to bring this up. OG just said that. He just said, "Oh, you would know better, bro. You did," and I was like, "Oh, that sounded like something. That just was a great." And I forget it.
All right, man. Oh my God, bro.
I mean, I'm just saying.
He knows that, but he knows that from watching.
Right, but y'all play it on a regular basis. Y'all hoop every day. I ain't hooped in weeks. Y'all hoop every day, so I would value an opinion of somebody that does this shit every day versus
I do value
from the outside looking in.
The opinion. Yeah, I value. His take wasn't. It wasn't like I said it's not valid. I just think LeBron has better handles than Kevin Durant.
Shaq, I love you.
That's what I should have asked.
That's a pick 'em to me.
That's
what I should have.
The emoji of the day was Shaq Will Smith slapping me, and they want me to let that just live, and I won't.
The thumbnail?
Yes,
Why
the thumbnail.
Calling it an emoji? How old are you?
Whatever it is.
Emoji, the thumbnail.
Yeah, you dying on that KD hill too, aren't you? That
I don't
KD
think
hill,
it's a solid hill.
Dying on that hill.
It's a solid hill. I just stick to the same thing I've been saying. But you know what's crazy? I would say this. I don't want the Warriors to lose the series because this playoff run, people will start giving KD and the KD bill based on him getting swept to the champions and yada, yada, yada. I don't want to give them any bill. So that's another reason I want the Warriors to win. Because I'm just very.
I don't like when people bring up, oh, such and such got swept. I mean, it's a compelling argument from a certain standpoint, but everybody's been swept. There's a lot of great players that's been swept. That's
but I always tell people like that sweep was still that's like top tier. Like you know how Shaq wanted to rank rings. If we rank swept, that might be number 1 on my list.
First of all, why did you discount OG and my cousin, my nephew over here, OG? Why do you discount getting swept?
I'm not saying I discount it. I'm just saying it's not abnormal for a superstar to get swept at any point in his career.
Right. But not at this stage. That's my
What's wrong with this
it.
stage? Kevin Durant is like, 33, 34 years old? He's on the back end. He's on the tail end. He hopped over the fence and he's jumping down. You know what I'm saying?
So it's downhill.
Right. He's downhill. He's on that sled. He's not,
he's not
in his peak no more.
Nothing showed me going in this season from the games he played, showed me that this was a downhill for him. So you guys could say that based on these 4 games, but I'm still holding him at the standard of the way he played in the regular season, the way his numbers was, how he was playing all year. So for him to get swept, to me, it's still he's at peak level.
Kevin Durant is still Kevin Durant. He's just not doing this no more. He's doing this now. And at any point, he could be doing this.
Understandable, but it's still, when you say downhill, it's like, it just seemed like his game in a negative. No, the way he was playing going into the playoffs, going into everything, it was like, nah, I'm at peak level.
He is on the other side of his greatness. No question about that.
Of course.
He absolutely is on the other side of his greatness. However, getting smoked in round 1, I'm an advocate. When you get smoked in the playoffs, when you get knocked out of the playoffs, I'm a firm believer. You are not close to winning. It doesn't make a difference. I don't care if you lose in the first round, you lose in the conference semifinals, you lose in the finals. If you get smoked in the playoffs, you are not close to winning it. So it doesn't matter to me.
Just like the people that say KD carried Steph. I mean, it's not easy to win just because you put another player in that situation. Because if it was, he would have won already, or even been in a position to win. He hasn't been in that position since he left Steph. So shout out to everybody that say KD carries Steph. You know, it's not easy just because you swap Kyrie. If you swap Steph with Kyrie, you think they get swept?
I don't know. And the reason why I don't know that is because I'm looking at right now with this Boston Celtics series. We don't know if the Boston Celtics are going to sweep the Golden State Warriors. That might very well happen, considering what we're looking at.
You might be right about that, but you seen how Curry came out guns blazing.
Yeah, and you saw what happened.
Kyrie didn't have a game like that whole series.
Game 1 was like that.
Game 1.
40.
Yeah, make sure that. Yes, sir.
39 or 40.
Not only did he have that, he didn't miss a shot until the fourth quarter of game 1. He was smoking them dudes.
And he wasn't eating or some shit like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was on Ramadan. I think it was Ramadan, something like that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I believe it was Ramadan. So when I look at Steph Curry and I look at what's going on with this Boston Celtic team, that's a completely different narrative. Completely different.
Yeah, but the reason why the Boston Celtics beat, them boys in the first round ain't the same reason why they beat the Warriors in game 1.
What are they doing different? What are they doing different?
The difference is, I don't want to call it lucky because nothing is lucky, but everything went right for Boston down the stretch in this game, right? Everything went right for. I can't even say down the stretch. Throughout the whole game, as great as Steph Curry was in the first quarter, they were still only down like 3 points. You know what I'm saying? Everything that everybody did, until it came to down the stretch. And Boston is a fourth quarter team. When it came down the stretch, I'm like, okay, this game is still tight. We ain't getting nothing from Jordan Poole. Let's see what Boston does and how they respond to this. Does Jayson Tatum force the issue, or does he step aside and say, Jaylen, do your thing. You my teammate. It's time to show and prove. And he did that. And that's what I say. Jayson Tatum, shout out to you for that. But, I don't want to say lucky, but I'm going to just say this. A lot of things went right.
I don't agree with that.
Uncharacteristically right for Boston.
I don't agree with that, like how you're comparing it with the Brooklyn series, because honestly, every game Brooklyn had a chance to win. So it could, like, every game 1, they lost. If everything ain't going right when you win a game at the buzzer, then what is?
That's true.
On a layup.
I'm saying, though, stylistically.
I mean, they had a defensive lapse. No question.
Exactly. So that's something going
crazy.
A pump fake on a Marcus Smart.
That was that game Kevin Durant was like deer in headlights. That was that game?
Yes, he was. Game 1.
Yes,
game 1.
Game 2, Brooklyn's up. Game 2 in Boston, Brooklyn's up the whole game until the fourth quarter. So if things ain't going right like that, game 3, again, KD don't shoot.
But
and then game 4.
Boston, even though the games were scored, I don't know if this makes sense, but even though them games was close, it felt like Boston dominated that series from all aspects of the game.
You know why I felt like that? It felt like that because KD was irrelevant.
Just because KD was off. That's
why I felt like that. That's exactly why I felt like that.
But when you look at it in a bigger lens, the Brooklyn Nets and Celtics series was closer than Miami Heat and Boston series, where every other game's a blowout. And even like this game, it's more so like I feel like this game 1 against the Warriors is more so a broken field other than Steph playing well.
Yeah.
Well, the first problem that I'm having is we have a history with the Boston Celtics. Okay. Number one, they went on to the Miami Heat's floor and won Game 7.
Right.
Not only did they, and Miami closed that game out with an 11-0 run, so they got back in the game. That's number one. Number two, they were down in the Milwaukee series 3-2. So the logic, right? Not only were they down 3-2, they were down against Miami 26 and came back and cut it to 2. So the logic that we're ever out of a game, that's never the case with this team. Never the case. So
NBA period,
add all that up to the fact that we're talking about the number one defense in the league, holding Golden State Warriors to 16 points. Beast, you and I have had this back and forth constantly. What's the saying that you tell me about Lupe Fiasco? If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then show it to us, right? Yeah. So the Seattle Seahawks, your example, the Seattle Seahawks, number one defense in the league, they go in there and shut the door on the Denver Nuggets. Well, we got the number one defense in the league playing against basically the number one offense in the league, shut the door on them boys in the fourth quarter. Now, do I think this is going to continue? Do I think that Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Derek White, and Jaylen Brown are going to go 8 for 10 on the long ball in the fourth quarter? This is going to be a very short series if that happens. No doubt about that. But this thing was very close throughout the game. The Golden State Warriors expected these guys after that third quarter because that's their game. That third quarter is when they give you the knockout punch, and then they basically load you to sleep.
So I need to know the reason. I need to know the reason, and Mars, if you want to answer this, the reason that the Warriors are going to be able to pull this off. Because it looks nasty right now, and Al Horford is doing everything I told you Al Horford was going to do last episode. And I told you what Jordan Poole was going to do.
I mean, I don't think it's pulling anything off. I think it's just we play how we played for the first 3 quarters, and I think we're fine. It's just the fourth quarter got away from us. If I'm gonna overreact to one game or 12 minutes and then say, oh, but based off that, the series is over, then I can say based on the third quarter for Boston, if we just play like that, then they're not going to win another game. So I can't just go based off the fact they went 9 of 12 from 3 in 1 quarter and then say, oh, it's over for us, because I highly doubt we're going to give them as many open looks as we did, because I trust Steve Kerr to make the adjustments. I'm not going to say I trust Jordan Poole to step up. I don't think he's going to have a great series. I do think he won't be throwing the ball off the top of the backboard again, but he's going to struggle to find minutes if he can't contribute defensively. We let Peyton Pritchard play the game, which makes no sense. He's their biggest liability defensively when he's in the game. We need to make him unable to play. And I don't trust Derek White and Marcus Smart to be making like 9 threes combined between them.
But they did it in the Miami series in Game 7 on the biggest stage. That's number one. Number two, you're talking about adjustments. Do you have an adjustment for Steph Curry having 0 points in the second quarter? And 0 points, by the way, he came in the game in the fourth quarter at 8:50 from 6 minutes left in the game, from 6 minutes to the end of the game, 0 points and 1 assist. What's the adjustment that we're going to do for that?
We need to get back. We need to get back to our offense. More motion, more movement. It was very static. It was basically Steph get the ball, high pick and roll. If there's nothing off that action, Steph Curry isolate, try create something, getting towards the rim. That's not.
But that is your offense, though, Mars. That's absolutely your offense.
Our offense is a lot.
Especially in the fourth quarter.
Our offense is a lot more movement than that. We have guys moving off ball screens and off ball screens as well. Ball screens. We didn't have any of that in the fourth quarter. Klay Thompson was basically just watching the game. It was literally just give the ball to Steph Curry and hope he makes something happen. That's not normally how we play. I think Boston's defense is a part to do with that. They forced us into more isolation with their switches. But I trust Steve Kerr to make adjustments to get Steph Curry easier looks, Klay Thompson easier looks.
So which team has the better coach?
In this situation, I'll say Steve Kerr just because he's been here and done it as a coach already. But Ime Udoka's no slouch as a coach. I'd say he's probably a top 5 coach already.
I agree.
Bro, I have a question. Why do you think Peyton Pritchard is a liability on defense? Because of his height?
His height.
Because he guards the ball he guards the ball. He's like, no one, the guards is not like getting by him. He guards the ball. Peyton Pritchard's he's like a solid on-ball defender. So you're just saying attack him.
If you're looking at the same way teams look at Steph Curry on the Warriors, if you're looking at Boston's team,
he's a better on-ball defender than Steph Curry.
Okay, the only guy you can look at on Boston's team through their whole rotation and think we may have an advantage if we get him switched on to someone is Peyton Pritchard. He's basically the only quote unquote weak spot on that defense, and Robert Williams in a switch or in drop coverage.
Oh, okay. So you're okay. It's like a less of the evils, but
yes,
if as a single, but just as a single player, I think like on ball defender, like him on Steph Curry 1-on-1. Steph gonna beat Steph, but I don't think it's people look like yo attack that matchup like one of those. But I get what you said. Out of all of them, Steph, you go against Payne instead of Jayson, Jaylen, Smart. Okay, I understand that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Mars, it's interesting you mentioned that because the exact thing that you mentioned, that's what Boston is doing to you guys. Their 100%. Game plan is we play the way you play. We just think we can do it better than you. Everything that you do, shoot the long ball, get out in transition, gang rebound, play one-on-one, create mismatches. We do all of those things, only except we're better than you at it. It's interesting you mentioned about your boys not being able in the fourth quarter to be able to get into your offense. I think that's largely to do with what they were doing defensively, where they were creating switches, where Robert Williams was stepping up, getting high on that pick and roll with Steph Curry, as opposed to drop coverage and letting Steph Curry just walk into shots. Now, when I think about an adjustment, well, what is going to be the adjustment? Are we going to keep moving the basketball? Well, there's a reason why Klay wasn't doing what Klay was doing, was because they took him out of the offense. So we're getting a lot of switching on Klay. We're going to force Klay into tough shots. Klay isn't one of those guys who he's going to shoot the ball a bunch of times when he's missing. Klay is one of those guys who's a rhythm shooter. Once he gets going, then he starts shooting more. But if you keep the ball away from him, like what Boston was doing, completely took him out of the offense, then now you make things really difficult on their offense as a whole. And I also think it's interesting that we're not talking at all about how Andrew Wiggins just gave us a quiet 20, and we ain't even talking about him.
Yeah, he was very good for us. It was him and Steph who are the only guys I can say can leave that game. And Otto Porter, who can leave that game saying, I played well in that game.
Here you go,
I
Mars.
liked how Looney played. I liked, of course, Wiggs been playing well the last couple of weeks, though. He's been playing real, solid basketball. I liked how Looney played. It really was just like Draymond and his shots, which was surprising to me is because he took 12 shots. Him having 4 points is not really a surprise to me. The fact that he took 12 shots, I'm actually excited about that for him and for the Warriors. The fact that he definitely took 12 shots. Okay.
So Draymond Green don't need to be shooting the pill at all. My thing about it is
he doesn't practice that.
Listen, Draymond don't need to be shooting at all. Draymond need to be in a strictly Rodman role. You're here to rebound and play defense, help defense. Here's what I think the Warriors' problem is. Everybody's talking about offense. Jordan Poole didn't show up. Steph Curry didn't shoot in the second quarter. I don't care. I mean, what did you want to take his 21 in the first and split it in half and put 10 in the second, and then would make you feel better? It doesn't matter. To me, honestly, the adjustments need to be made defensively. Boston Celtics puts pressure on this team defensively because they have 2 one-on-one guys that can get whatever the hell they want. And on top of that, they're not afraid to shoot the mid-range, which is a lost art in the NBA, especially in today's game. Nobody wants to shoot the midi. It's either a 3 or they driving it to the lane and get blocked and shoot a contested layup or try to dunk on somebody. That's the game today. Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum are not afraid to work off the three-point line. If you run them off, they will step and take that 18 to 15-foot range jump shot, which is a problem. So I think what they need to focus in on is not allowing Boston to beat you the way you want to beat them. Why don't you just stick to Al Horford, stick to Marcus Smart, stick to Pritchard, stick to whoever was lighting y'all ass up, right? And force Andrew Wiggins and Klay Thompson to prove that they're defenders in this game and guard Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Force them off the three-point line, help behind them, because Kevon Looney's been playing, solid help defense. Draymond Green is a solid help defender. I love what especially last series, Kevon Looney, but let the help, know that the help is behind you. Put pressure on them. Run them off the three-point line. Force them to take middies. Allow you to be you. Beat them on the three-point line. They can't beat you at your game, and they beat them at their game. Shooting 51% and getting 11 or what, 20?
So you're saying their game is just shooting threes?
No, I'm saying that's how they can beat you. It can get real out of line if you allow Golden State to be Golden State. So what I'm saying is the reason why Boston won this series or won this game was simply because they allowed too much help defense. Golden State was helping. Every time Jaylen Brown got past Wiggins or got past Klay, it was a help defender. And guess what? The guy's helping off Al Horford, who's wide open in the corner. Every time I looked at Al Horford, it seemed like he was wide open. I said, can we please stop? Look, what I'm saying is just try it out. Somebody has to play initial defense, whether it be Klay, whether it be Wiggins, your two strongest defenders, even Draymond, whatever. Somebody has to play initial defense on Jayson Tatum and Andrew Wiggins. Don't allow Jayson Tatum to break the defense down and kick it to the corner to Pritchard, kick it to the corner to Smart, kick it to the corner to Horford. And now they eating off you. Let Jayson Tatum take that too, and let's live with that. Because guess what? Curry hits 3 down the stretch, and they taking tools that can open the game up or be the reason you come back in this game or whatever the case may be. A Steph Curry 3 is just as demoralizing as a Michael Jordan dunk, and you had that at your disposal. That's just my opinion.
So you think you think letting the stars be the stars is the goal, or you're thinking Derek White, Al Horford is making 5 threes a game?
It's sounding to me like what he's saying is just stay honest. Make Al Horford make plays against a one-on-one defender.
How many guys? How many guys on this Boston Celtics?
They were contesting Al's threes though. Not all.
No, he had a lot of fun. No, he didn't. He had
Al was
6 of those 8 threes was butt naked. No way was he getting contested.
I don't know
no
what
way.
naked is nowadays. Then
listen, how many
at
guys
least 2 feet?
How many? Right.
At least 2 feet.
How many guys on the Boston Celtics can create their own shot on a consistent basis? How many?
Jayson, Derek White could create his own shot, which is weird.
Okay.
Jayson, Derek White, and Jaylen Brown.
I see Derek White creating his own shot by putting the ball on the ground because you run him off the line. But what is he going to do after that? Is he going to attack the basket and be a threat at the rim on a consistent basis? Is he going pump fake, boom, boom, step back 3? Nah, Derek White ain't got that in his bag. So I think Derek White more so can create a shot if you run him off the 3-point line because you preoccupied with Jayson Tatum. I say be honest defensively. Jayson Tatum is only going to chuck up so many threes. So is Jaylen Brown, right? So force them to shoot them middies that they love. Force them to attack the basket because they're not going to beat you like that. But what can beat you is this weak ass. I've seen so many times Jayson Tatum attack the basket. A weak side defender will come and Marcus Smart is wide open in the corner. That's how you getting killed. But if you stay on Marcus Smart, Jayson Tatum got nowhere to go. So what you going to do? You're going to take this contested layup. He might make it. That's fine. We'll live with that.
So, okay, so you're basically saying make it tough for Jayson Tatum to shoot middies and just be honest, like on the role players.
Well, so here's the problem. Here's the problem with that logic. The problem with that logic is that we have awesome one-on-one players. So you're basically telling them to be honest with Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum is going to give you 40, right? Jaylen Brown is going to give you 30. We can't play him one-on-one. There's no way we can play him one-on-one. Absolutely not. We have to have help with him. And the reason why we have to have help with him is because of the fourth quarter, which I thought was phenomenal. What they were trying to do, hold on for a second. What they was trying to do in the fourth quarter is exactly what they were doing in the fourth quarter is what Dallas was trying to do with Steph Curry and Luka. They were trying to get that pick and switch, only except Wiggins was chasing. Steph Curry was chasing Luka off of that pick, and he was getting back, and he was covering Luka. Now we like to think that Luka was doing a good job on Luka. Just so you know, Luka scored 50% of the time on Andrew Wiggins, and he was averaging almost 40 a game. Now I can appreciate the logic that we're going to let this guy score. That works because Dallas only got one guy.
I'm not saying let him score. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, you're not going to let him score.
Wiggins is a solid defender. I think Klay is a solid defender. I mean, he's a bit overrated defensively as far as you trying to put him up against some of the best defenders in the league or two-way players in the league. But Klay is a solid defender. Why can't you match those? Why
you're not playing GP2?
That's it.
Well, he just got They
didn't want to throw him out there.
Got back.
He may be a pivotal guy.
Y'all threw Iggy out there. I get it.
He may be a pivotal guy in this series that they need to play because they need. I think what's going to win Golden State this series is initial defenders. If y'all is either A, y'all defense better tighten up as initial defenders. It better tighten up, or B, y'all better tighten up the switching. Because if guys are helping and nobody's rotating, and Al Horford's wide open, Marcus Smart is wide open, Peyton Pritchard's wide open, all these guys out, I'm gonna say Al Horford twice because god damn. Like every time I see him lining up this 3, he's wide open. That's what I'm saying. Like, ain't nobody running him off the line and switching was terrible. So that's me.
Defensively, Mars.
Everybody's talking about offense. I think it's defense for the Golden
Mars,
State.
With your guys in Golden State, does anybody win their match defensively? Anybody?
I don't see Wiggins stopping Tatum. one-on-one.
We're not talking about stopping. How about just slowing the guy down, making it difficult on
these guys in the league?
Well, when I say stopping, I mean slowing down. No one stops.
Yeah, how about slowing the guy down, right? How about slowing the guy down? So when I look at Klay, like they slowed him down. Like when I look at Steph Curry,
Klay can't create his own.
They slowed him down.
They was blitzing Steph off the screen.
If you put
Draymond can't hit a wide open bucket.
If you put Wiggins on his own on Tatum, I don't think Tatum has much trouble with him. But I think the issue was it's not about our point of attack defenders being not good enough or whatever. I think the game plan made sense. It was initial defense. You want to try to limit them, A, from the free, and B, you want to stop them getting any easy looks at the rim. So if they get downhill or beat their man, that's where the help comes. The issue was the secondary rotations off of that help is where it was one pass and it was a shot. Sometimes if you're going to help, you want to make the guy who receives the first pass, he has to make a swing pass. And then you can get back into your defensive shape, even though you'll have different guys on different people, but at least you're not giving up open threes. And I think Klay and Draymond alluded to that in their post-game interviews, that they just missed a lot of rotations, which I think we can clean up. I think we're going to clean that up. So I don't think we're going to change the game plan entirely in terms of we're just going to play everyone man on man, no help defense. I think we're just going to shore up the rotations and force the others to eventually create plays that they're maybe not comfortable making. Maybe you make Grant Williams a playmaker. Maybe you make Al Horford have to take someone off the dribble. That's what I think we're trying to do. We just didn't implement it well in game one.
Mars, I got a super chat that I want to ask you. It's from Percocet. He said, would you put the Golden State loss mostly on Draymond? He went 2 for 12 in 38 minutes and fouled out. He didn't even make a single free throw.
Mostly on Draymond, no. Do I think he has a lot, maybe more blame than any other individual player? Maybe, but I never look at Draymond's field
100%. 100%. Draymond is the reason y'all lost that game. He's the heart and soul of your team. We've seen it cost you guys a championship.
I can't say he's the reason we lost. I think he has.
Wait a minute, heart and soul, Shaq. What do you mean heart and soul? What do you mean heart and soul, Shaq? He doesn't give them anything offensively. They don't look to him for offense. What do you mean heart and soul?
Rally behind him. So when he's having a bad game and he's not able to pump up the crowd with defensive plays or offensive scoring, it's really nasty for you guys, and we've seen it. He's literally the anchor behind that entire situation in Golden State. We've seen it throughout the years. When Draymond is not there, you guys do not perform to the best of your capabilities. And when KD's not there, well, we know how that goes. And that's the only thing. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, here's the problem that I'm having with that. The problem I'm having with that is that I look at Draymond and he's their emotional leader. Okay, I get that part. And he does so many other things. You're talking about a guy who went 11-5, right? 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Now, that stuff matters. Now, if we can put him in a role where he can make half of those shots, I'm not even asking him to make 4 threes. I'm not asking him to make 2 threes, but he has to be on some level of threat offensively. Even if he gets an offensive rebound and scores. If he knocks down the mid-range.
I don't get that. I do not get that with Draymond. I don't understand how you guys are winning championships and you're playing at a certain level. In your mind, it clicks that I'm just going to stop practicing my 3 and working on my 3-point shot. If Draymond had a consistent 3, you guys are unstoppable. Literally.
Well, why are we so in love with the long ball from him? Why are we in love with the long ball from him? He's never been a long ball shooter. He's been respectable.
That's all you
need.
Because
he's not a
on these switches, it's usually a guard or a forward. And all they got to do is sag off. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the charge line and I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to wait for you to come do something, Draymond. You're going to run me over. What you going to do? You're going to cross me up? Well, I'm just curious. But if you're hitting these threes and I got to come out there and contest you, it's a different ball game. Because you can take me off the dribble if you just look at the hoop. But if I know you're going to clink it, you've only made 6 threes the entire playoffs.
Not only that, but
shoot it, Dre.
Draymond Green was on, or Joel Embiid was on Draymond Green podcast talking about this very thing. And he flat out told him, we want you to make the decision. That's why we blitz Steph coming off this screen. We're going to blitz him. He's the greatest shooter in the world. We want you to have the ball. We want you to think about
Dre hides behind Steph and Klay for so many years, so he's able to get away with it. But now you're getting exposed. I don't understand why teams.
But he used to be respectable from 3, though. That's the thing, though. He used to be respectable to where it's like
very respectable. He hit
like
100, like 100, 2-3 years in a row.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where the mid-range. And that's where the mid-range comes in. So I'm either shooting the long ball or I'm going to the basket. Well, where is the in-between game with Draymond? I know it's there because
bull in the shop with Draymond.
Where's the in-between game with Draymond? And that's the question that needs to be answered. He doesn't have to hit the long ball. But what I do have to do is I have to make Robert Williams. I have to make Al Horford. I have to make Grant Williams. I have to make those guys respect me. That doesn't mean that I shoot the long ball at 40 or 50%, but I have to be able to knock down the mid-range. Why? Because I take so much pressure off these other guys. When I'm going 2 for 12 and I'm shooting the long ball, then I'm making it easier I'm making it less difficult for these guys, not only to not play me, but to rebound, because I'm watching Robert Williams. He's standing in paint. So that means when anybody shoots, that's another rebound that we don't have that they have, that doesn't have to deal with me, as opposed to when I'm in the mid-range and I can knock that shot down, which I've seen Draymond do, and he can keep the defense honest, which he doesn't do. That's going to be a problem going forward if he doesn't do that.
I want to read some stats for you guys. So since 2014-15 season, this is when he shot the most threes attempted in a season for him, 329. Since that season, every year, for the exception of one, it's declined. 258, 263, 256, 165, 100 less threes from 17-18 to 18-19, and then 129, 126, only 54 this season.
I don't get it. I just
focusing on his lockup.
That's what it sounded like to me. I was just about to say that. It sounds like he's focusing now more on other things. I'm focusing on being a facilitator. I'm focusing on being a defender.
The three is the easiest play in all of basketball outside of the layup and the free throw. You're just sitting there. You're wide open. All you got to do is throw the ball at the rim. I can see if we were to
the furthest away from the basket. It's not the easiest.
But it's a set shot. I'm saying outside of the layup and the free throw, he doesn't have to take anybody off the dribble and pull up. I'm just saying he doesn't have to do any pick and rolls. You're wide open, Dre. Teams are daring you. You literally are wide open. Al Horford is doing it. Why aren't you doing it? If Al Horford is doing it, clearly Al's putting that into his game, and it goes to show that it's clearly an advantage. It's clearly an advantage. So, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. It opens up the game for Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. And if you think Jayson Tatum's going to play like that, we're going to see tonight. We are going to see
Let's not discount, dude. Let's not discount, Shaq, because I know that you're looking at Jayson Tatum and you're looking at his numbers from what he shot. I'm taking it completely. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about him being able to just facilitate. I want him to talk about getting guys in the offense. I want to talk about him being a defender that he was and chasing Klay Thompson and chasing Steph Curry. He did so many more things. And this is the maturation of Jayson Tatum that we're not seeing, that we need to start paying attention to. You in particular, Shaq,
like
you've been very critical of Jayson Tatum. You and I are going to have, I'm telling you right now, you and I are going to have a conversation in another year, 2 years tops, that Jayson Tatum is the best player in the game. You and I are going to have that conversation.
Not
no, you don't want to, but we will. I'm absolutely. I know you don't want to, but you better be prepared because we're going to have it. Yes, we are.
I'm trying to think. No, I don't think he eclipses Luka, and especially in the analytics department that the whole world loves. The narrative will be that Luka is better just because his numbers are better. But if Jayson Tatum is able to go on a run, multiple finals is going to be a no-brainer. I'll give you that. I've given Jayson Tatum his flowers in recent episodes. But here's my thing. I still think Jaylen Brown may be the better talent. And I'm sorry.
That sound familiar?
I'm sorry. When I look at the complete package, I look at Jaylen Brown and I just say, you just have that it factor. I love what I'm seeing. Like with JT, I feel like there's so many things that can go wrong at any given moment, and he just folds. Not this year. I will say that it's been, JT, you've proven a lot of people, okay. But Jaylen Brown, when I look at Jaylen Brown, I don't even know if I want him to be the number one just because he's so good at he's so elite at being number two. I don't even know if I want him to take over the reins and control this team.
That negates your point, though.
No, I'm just saying in this situation. No, I'm with you. I'm just saying that's how good Jaylen Brown is playing. I'm scared to see him as a number one because he may prove me wrong. That's all that I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But I think
it's not that he may prove you wrong. He will, because we've seen Jaylen Brown go 24 in the first half and completely disappear in the second half. I can't count on nobody like that. That's my number one guy.
They both been immature. Well, they both been very immature.
Here's the difference with Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum does more though. Jayson Tatum is more of a facilitator. Jayson Tatum is more of a playmaker. That's just on the offensive side of. That's more on the offensive side of that. Right, but that's more on the offensive side of the basketball. I see the commitment on the defensive side of the basketball.
So you think Jayson Tatum's a better defender than Jaylen Brown?
I see the commitment on the defensive side of the basketball, and I think that he's going there. I think that we're going there. I think that he will be. I don't think he's there yet, but I think that he will be.
No, is he there now?
I don't think he's there yet, but I think he will be.
He's an extremely underrated defender.
Me too.
Extremely underrated.
I'm sick of hearing that from you, Beast. Chris, I'm sick of hearing that from you. You know why I'm sick of hearing that from you?
Why?
I'm sick of hearing that from you.
Not only that, I agree with everything Shaq said about. I've been hollering about Jaylen Brown. It just when you look at Jaylen Brown hoop, it's like it's something there. I think what you see from Jayson Tatum, he showed me something on the defensive side of the ball, especially in the playoffs. I'm a sucker for the playoffs. I can't lie. Somebody could be top 30, and they show out in the playoffs. I'm ready to put them in the top 10. Like I'm one of those guys. People want to talk about recency bias. That is me 100% when it comes to the playoffs. I'm a sucker for the playoffs. So I'm gonna take to the bank what I saw from Jayson Tatum in the first series against Kevin Durant. I loved every bit of it. I said, damn. But when it comes to Jaylen Brown, when I look at these two guys on the court at the same time, I look at Jaylen Brown and I say, he has another level to him. He has another level that we're not seeing right now. And I think what you're seeing from Jayson Tatum is pretty much what he's going to be for the rest of his career, right? Until he decides to fall off a cliff. I think with the numbers, even the look, I think the bit of inconsistencies, I think that's going to plague him for his entire career. What you're seeing from Jayson Tatum is what you're getting for the next 13 years. Now, Jaylen, I think he has something that we're not seeing yet. And I think he has that, and this situation is holding him back because you need to put a player like that in a situation where he can struggle, overcome his struggles, figure it out, and keep moving forward. I think when he struggles, people highlight it because it's like, Jaylen, you the number 2. You got to be. But when Jayson Tatum struggles, it's like, okay, well, what did Jaylen do? Did he have help? Or, I don't think it's like that excuses for him now. People want to talk about his assists. I don't give a damn about his assists. That's not why you calling Jayson Tatum Jayson Tatum. Hold on. That's not why you calling Jayson Tatum Jayson Tatum. You know how I feel.
Yeah.
Look, offense rules the world. If you're not contributing, the reason why we want to the NBA is so thirsty to create this guy as a superstar. The reason why the NBA is behind certain athletes and pushing them and forcing them down your throat, Tatum being one of them. The reason why we love this guy is because he's averaging X amount with these splits. And if I'm not seeing that from him, I don't give a damn about a rebound. I don't give a damn about an assist. Add that to your story.
I'm gonna sip my tea.
I don't fully
like some work.
So basically, like I fully love offense. So you're basically saying if an offensive player doesn't play good on offense, you don't want to see nothing else?
I don't care.
That's all he cared about. That's all he cares about. All he cared about is scoring. That's him. That's Beast. That's all he cared about is scoring. That's it. He don't care about nothing else.
I love offense, but I'm not that.
That's all he cared about.
Listen,
I'm not that.
If you're giving me 25 a night and you giving me 4 assists, 5
with JT,
rebounds.
I agree. With JT, I agree.
25,
I do agree.
4 and 5,
I agree.
right? If you giving me that,
Let me ask you a question.
I'm with it.
What would have helped them win game 1 better? Him getting 25 or his 13 assists?
You heard him. What do you need to think about?
Hold on.
What do you need to think
him
about?
Getting 25 because he took so many shots. If you tell me he only took 6 shots, but he had 13 assists and 12 rebounds, cool.
No.
But the fact that he took like 25 shots.
I didn't say 25 shots. I said him getting 25 points or his 13 assists where some of the most 8 of those assists is 3.
He went 3 for 17. He went 3 for 17.
He went 3 for 17. He was off. He ain't
like
he was out here trying to
5 assists.
But
in the
at
fourth
some
quarter,
point in time, them is turnovers. At some point in time, them is turnovers.
And I think that's more.
No, but it ain't like he was out there trying to be Magic, or he's still trying to get his shot, but he also was diamond.
He was getting Russell Westbrook assists. He wasn't getting LeBron James assists.
Here we go. Here we go.
No, Jayson Tatum has had this decision to make his entire career. You can go back and look, especially last year. This is why I was so hard on him. Because every time, pause. Hold on, Dale. No. Dale, hold on, wait. Dale, every single time he got into the key last year, he was just throwing it at the bottom of the hoop. He could have been doing this the entire time. So I'm like, okay, JT, let's see tonight. If you're off, we'll see what you do. Because at some point in time, you can't accept Jaylen Brown outshining you. Again, I don't know the narrative. I do not know the narrative. I'm just going based off of what I see. I'm going based off of what I see. That's it.
Jordan Eugene,
I don't mean to be nasty.
Sent a super chat, said JB can't dribble the basketball. One of the worst dribble. Victor took advantage of that. And where is Victor Oladipo?
Who is JB? Who is that? I don't know who that is.
Jaylen Brown.
That's not what he meant. He meant Jimmy Butler?
James Brown.
James Brown. He couldn't have been talking about.
Where is Victor? He's at home.
Jaylen go toe to toe,
bro. Jaylen,
Home Depot.
Jaylen remind me of. I was just talking to my mans about this yesterday. Jaylen's game, like his movement, the way he gets to his spots, just his style of play, it reminds me a lot of Paul George. Now, I'm not saying he's equivalent, but his length, his size, the way his smooth dribble, like the way Paul George will hang dribble, hesitate, and then go, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's Jaylen Brown to me. When I watch,
if he gets to Paul George's level, to me, he's better than Jayson Tatum. If he just is able to unlock that, I think because Paul George's peak, I feel like will be better than Jayson Tatum's, in my opinion, in my humble game-wise. That's all that I'm saying. I don't want to stir anything. I'm just saying I feel like Jaylen Brown has the higher ceiling. Jayson Tatum, we've seen the climax. Pause.
What are we basing this on? Him having a higher ceiling? We looking at Jaylen. We looking at Jayson Tatum right now in year 5. You telling me that in year 5, this is what we're looking at from? Wait a minute. We're looking at this dude for the next 12 years. That's what you're telling me. So that's 27 and 6 for the next 7 years. We're talking about it. We're looking at Jayson Tatum at 27 and
he's not a Robin. That's the problem. He's just not. You can see he's not a Robin. When you look at Jaylen Brown, you don't see Robin. Is that what you guys see?
Okay, whatever you said.
Yes, I do. I just see a really good Robin. That's what I think.
Because he's forced into that role. When you saw Kobe and Shaq, you didn't see a Rodman. You saw a young cat who looked like he had something else to give you. When you saw James Harden in OKC,
but we didn't see Kobe. Jaylen Brown's not Kobe.
No,
I'm not.
Let's easy.
Come on now.
I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're trying to say.
Situation. I'm not.
I do know what you're trying.
Kobe. I'm just saying when you saw Kobe, you saw a dude that looked like he might have.
There's more there.
There's more there to that.
Yeah, there's more there. I can get with that logic. Sure.
I understand that, but let me ask you a question now, right? You see, he has to unlock something, right? Whatever you may say, he's being held back. Jayson Tatum is there. What do you think Jayson Tatum's going to unlock if Jaylen Brown is
there? Right.
He's going to turn into empty stats. He's going to turn into empty stats.
Here we go.
You don't want this.
Jayson Tatum is not in a situation where he needs to concede to anybody or to defer to anybody. No, he does whatever the hell. Jayson Tatum is the one, or Jaylen Brown is the one.
It's all about opportunity. So is Jaylen Brown ever going to be a better offensive player to you than Jayson Tatum?
It's possible.
Very.
In what?
Whoa, hey,
Dell, because him having more
hold on, Dell. Understand the difference between better offensive player and understand the difference between better offensive player and better scorer. Let's make sure we see the difference between better offensive player and better scorer. There's a difference.
I mean,
I feel like the package is just better.
The total package, defensively, offensively,
the total, everything,
but
everything
you
involved.
Can't answer for defensively because you just said you just look at 25 points. Just give me the 25 points. And sit down and that's it.
Regarding Jayson Tatum, because that's why you guys love him.
Exactly.
Because he's such a lethal scorer. He puts up all these points.
So I don't give a damn about all that other shit if he's not doing what he loves to do. Let that other shit be an add-on. Jayson Tatum gave you 35. And he had 10 assists. Oh, jeez, he had a game. But don't tell me Jayson Tatum had 4 and went 3 for 17. But we're gonna rant and rave over the 10 assists he had.
No, one's rant and rave. He had 13 dimes.
He played. Okay, so what's his letter grade? Give me a letter grade for Jayson Tatum in game 1.
Give him a letter grade. I give him a B. I give him a B. I give him a B.
C minus.
So average C plus.
No, I could have said
for sure C minus.
I said C minus.
I can see the B. I don't know.
Jayson Tatum,
I'm not raving about his game. He was off. But I wouldn't say he played C minus. I don't say he played bad.
Okay, this entire playoff run. This entire playoff run. Can I get the grades for both Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum?
Oh,
Mars, go ahead, Mars. Mars? What is your grade for both Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown?
Up until this point, Mars, off of everything that you've seen, and you're a stats guy, so keep it a buck.
Jayson Tatum, I'd give an A minus, probably an A. Jaylen Brown, I'd give an A minus, B plus.
Okay. So A minus, B plus, playing second fiddle to Jayson Tatum.
I'm giving him that grade based on what he's doing in his role.
Yeah, well, okay, all right. Well, I mean, his
role
is not far.
He's going to be the same player.
Can I get the points per game?
Why not,
per game during the playoffs?
Dale, why not?
I guarantee you, it's similar. It's very similar, and he's second fiddle. And he's probably 2 or 3 points average behind Jayson Tatum.
Look, Dale, let me give you an example.
When you do that, Shaq, tell me how many shots both of them taking.
On less shots, he's obviously taking less shots than Jayson Tatum.
Could you please just tell me? Because the way you're saying
he averages 3 points less.
Who averages 3 points less?
And what?
Jaylen Brown.
And what are the?
And what's the field goals?
Jaylen Brown takes 17. Jayson Tatum takes 19.
Two more
so one
shots.
shot.
If we
so
switch
basically
this,
2 more
okay,
shots.
okay, but if we switch this, if we switched everything and Jaylen Brown was the front runner, right now you guys will both be telling me and OG it's something about Jayson Tatum. I feel like he has a whole nother ceiling to unlock.
Shaq, you know that's
this is what we're doing.
I would not.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm just saying I think both of these guys is number one. One is masquerading as a number two. Now, if you want to give an example,
I would.
If you want to give an example, like you mentioned it, you said, oh, he's a great number two or one of the greatest number two. Something you said, I think it was you or Unc said it. But that's when I mentioned Kobe. And when you looked at Kobe, you saw that he had another level and he was being held back by having to run everything through Shaq. Now, a guy like, let's say, who's suitable for this role, who's basically given a big giant hug to the role that he's playing, your man, Klay Thompson. Could you see Klay Thompson in another situation where he was the primary guy? Like you could see a Jaylen Brown in another situation where if he was a primary guy, what he would have produced. I can't see Klay in the number one role.
The game is different, though. One is more one-on-one. One is structured base. I could see Klay Thompson being Klay Thompson if he played for Pop with the Spurs.
As the number one option? Doing what?
Shooting threes.
I'm saying,
in a system.
What would his numbers look like?
He'll probably average 3 more points, 2 more points. He'll get more shots.
Yeah, he's
in a pop
20.
system. So you gotta understand. In a pop system, Klay Thompson can flourish in a pop system where it's how it is. But Kawhi was in a pop system, averaging 15 points. I didn't see Kawhi as the player he is now.
Neither did I.
You see, and he unlocked his one-on-one game and became this supernova player.
But it's the opposite. It's the opposite right now with Klay. You see,
right? But it's a system. He's surrounded by players that's gonna get him those shots. I think Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum will always be able to create for themselves. So this is why when only thing gonna be different for Jaylen Brown alone is the defense will be keyed in on him more so without a Jayson Tatum on the court. How that's gonna go for him, who knows? And it's gonna be the same for both of them.
I think some guys get stuck in certain situations and people claim that they stuck, but they really not, like Klay. It's a reason why he hasn't tried to move on from Golden State. Because I don't think
why would he though?
There's no reason for him to go there. There's no reason for him to go anywhere else.
It's the same reason Kyrie left. You know what I'm saying? The same reason Kobe left or wanted to leave.
Kyrie left where?
But that's the same player.
The Cavs to go to Boston because he's like, look, I feel like I'm that dude. Let me see what I can do with my match.
How's that been going?
But that's besides the point, though. It's just
no, it's not.
The mentality. I don't care about what happened. It's just
I think that I can whoop you, but until we go outside and we get into that ring and I get my nose cracked, it doesn't make a difference.
Klay,
right?
Do you think that thought ever entered Klay's mind? Like, hey, I think.
And you know why? Because he already knows that he's in a great situation. You know what? What is the reason for me to leave what I'm doing? I'm in a great situation right now.
I just slapped and be like, where you want to go? For what?
Right.
That's what happened.
Yo, wait for a second. Can we please get the likes up, especially if you want to see OG and Chill on more episodes? But JD, let's move along because this.
Let me get through these super chats.
Right. We can do this all day. This right here, we can do it all day.
I have absolutely no idea where my friend, my name twin, is trying to go with this, but this is a second confusing super chat in a row. Jordan Eugene. Jimmy Butler still better than Jaylen and JT. Both are still not top 10. Adam Jones, the reason that people are raving about Tatum's assists is because even though he didn't shoot well, he still found a way to impact winning. Here's a good one. Aaron Butta through the super chat. Hot Discord topic. Is Jaylen Brown a top 5 shooting guard?
Who are the shooting guards in the league? Without a doubt. I don't even have to think about any other names.
I don't know.
Okay, Devin Booker is a shooting guard. DeMar DeRozan is a shooting guard. Irv is a shooting guard.
Real quick. If the Phoenix Suns was a bride, are you ever saying yes to them to get married again after what they've showed us over the last 2 years? Are we ever that again?
I actually had them in the finals, but Chris Paul, he reintroduced himself to me. I got sucked into the hype, and I got sucked into what they were doing, and he just reintroduced himself to me, and it was like, damn, I forgot about that dude. There he is, and he showed me who I thought he always was, and then we just got back to that. And a long time ago, I was on the fence about building a team around Chris Paul because I didn't think that you could win it with him. But when he got them to the finals last year, my logic is, well, maybe you can do it with him. I started to put him in that same category with Kyle Lowry, where I didn't think that you could win it with Kyle Lowry, and then they won it, and then I'm thinking to myself, I just didn't. I didn't think you could win it with Kyle Lowry, and then they won it, and I'm thinking, maybe you can. Well, then I got sucked into that with Chris Paul until these playoffs, where I just saw him go to pieces, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is who he's always been. I've always seen him this way. I just got tricked last season into what he was. From what they showed me, I got tricked into that.
Dale, because your brother's a scout, you're in the NBA circles. Is there any rumblings of CP3 being injured at all?
Injured? I don't think so. I could ask him. Let me ask him right now. But I don't think it's anything about him being injured. People are saying that he hasn't said it. He played bad, but I would never put. I'm sorry, I would never put Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry. I just can't let that go in the same sentence.
I hate when why do y'all do it? It's a situational thing.
Well, the reason I said that,
the players.
I'm sorry, Beast. Yeah, exactly, Beast. I'm talking about a lead guard. I'm looking at what Toronto was, and I'm looking at what they were doing. We're talking about a team that was #1 in the Eastern Conference. I'm thinking you can't win it with this dude as your lead guard. I didn't think that you could until they got until they got Leonard, and then now. Okay, we can absolutely win it with this dude. Yeah, we can. And then I thought the same thing with Chris Paul. I'm thinking, I don't think you can win it with this dude as your lead guard. Awesome as he is, I just don't think you can. Until last year, when they got to the finals, now I'm thinking, well, maybe you can. And then I thought they were going to be back in the finals. And then he reintroduced me to 2015, 2016 Chris Paul. He reintroduced to that dude. And I'm thinking, I've always known this guy. How did I get tricked into falling in love with this other guy?
37 years old, though. We do have to take that into consideration.
Which is even worse. That's even worse right there. Because if my best player on the team or my most important player on the team is 37, you know where we going? Not far. Not far.
Because this thought just popped in my mind. I never asked you what you thought about your little soundbite taking off with saying that's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous at all.
I thought it was funny when I first heard it, man. Beast was the one who told me it was a big deal. I didn't even know it was a big deal until he told me. He was like, yo.
I'm like, bro.
I didn't even.
It's viral.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a big deal.
I'm like, bro, you viral, dude. Are you aware of that?
I didn't even know it until he told me.
The sound has like tens of thousands or maybe even like 100 at this point, like tens of thousands of people using the sound, and they're the funniest videos too. I spent like a good 30 minutes scrolling through some of those of like, they're just comparing two things. Yeah. It's hilarious.
I made a few my damn self.
That's so funny.
I couldn't resist it.
Yo, Unc, I'm not gonna lie. I was waiting for Kim Kardashian to do it. Then that's when I knew we made it.
Hey, it almost got just as big as that for her to recognize. I'm like, bro, no way. No way.
Kim Kardashian does it. I guess we in effect. I guess we are. So let everybody know we've arrived. We here.
All right, let's do Steph Curry versus the field. We're talking about who you would want to start a franchise with. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the line. You're going to give me either Steph Curry or you're going to give me the other player, but you're going to give me the reason. Why are you taking Steph Curry or the other player? So, Shaq, we're going to start with you. We're going to go Shaq. We're going to go Chill, Dell, Mars, OG. So, Shaq, starting with you, Steph Curry versus the field. Who are you starting a franchise with? Starting with Giannis.
I know.
Why is this difficult? Why is this difficult?
Is it prime?
You struggling early.
These are primes, right?
Mm-hmm. I'd assume so.
I got to go Giannis. I don't like it. But I got to go Giannis. I feel like I can do more around him. And I'm just going to pause that just in case. I just feel like I can do more around Giannis.
Yeah, looking at
Steph's nice to have, but he might be a head case. We don't know yet.
Looking at it from the perspective of what you know now of all these players.
I'm going Giannis.
Chill.
I'm going Giannis. I look at his upside. I look at what he is both on the offensive and defensive side of the basketball and how many more years he has at an elite level and what he can do on both sides of the basketball. I can build my unit around Giannis.
Yeah.
All right. So based on what he said, age and all that stuff, it would be dumb not to pick Giannis.
Right.
But if it's like Steph, Giannis, like Steph, Giannis, same age,
golden years,
I'm going Stephen Curry. So Steph. But based on how he's the age and all that, you'll be a fool not to say Giannis. But I'm Steph Curry.
Mars.
Very much so.
I think it's close. I'd probably say Steph because I trust it's easier to build a great offense around Steph, whereas with Giannis, with his limitations, it's harder. I still don't think Giannis has been built around correctly yet, so I'd just say Steph because I think it's easier.
Second that, Steph and Curry, and it's pretty. My reasoning is going to be very repetitive. It's easy as hell to build around Stephen Curry. It's that easy. It's that simple.
Because we've seen Klay Thompson also contribute to everything that Steph is today. We've seen him without Klay and Dre, and it was pretty nasty. It wasn't so easy. He was cooking. No, he was cooking.
Right.
Steph was cooking. He finished top 3 in the voting. But I'm just thinking, if you don't have Klay Thompson, who else are you putting around Steph? Other shooters that are also inconsistent? I mean, you got to understand, Klay was right behind Steph every single year with 3-point percentage. Okay. It wasn't that far of a gap. Steph was
Let's think about it the opposite way, though, Shaq. Like, what if you take Giannis? Can you dump Giannis in any situation right now, and they're immediate contenders?
I feel like you can add Klay, and it's very nice.
When
if you give Giannis, Klay, and Andrew Wiggins, it's lights out, in my opinion.
Those are good players, of course, Shaq. Those are two all-stars.
I'm just letting you know, if you switch the narrative between Steph and Giannis, I feel like the Warriors would be much more dominant. Well, we got to get rid of Draymond.
I feel like there's two guys in the league right now that if you put them in any position, they would not only catapult that team to contenders or playoff, Detroit.
Steph and Giannis.
No, Steph and KD. Because I feel like those are the two easiest guys to make compatible with other players, other superstars at that too. I feel like Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry are the two easiest guys to play with in the league. I feel like
I've said that.
Well, the reason why it's easier to play with KD is simply the reason why it's easier to play with KD because you don't have to do nothing. Just give him the ball. You don't have to do anything.
Not
with
only
KD.
that, but egos is a thing too. And play style.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Wait a second. I'm not giving. And I just made a pact with Kevin Durant. I wasn't about to get up here and do this, but I guess I'm here. We're not about to do this. KD has been in multiple situations with an amazing two-man, and it just has not worked out. For whatever reason, the offense was always, it obliterates everybody else's offense. But the drop-off was on the defensive side. It never won a championship without being on one of the best teams in the history of the game. So KD can go to any team. Yeah, it would be nice, but so
it would be
LeBron.
an immediate threat. Oh, I'm not.
So then let's put LeBron. Let's put LeBron in that category. Let's put Jokic in that category.
LeBron has never been in a situation where
it wasn't beneficial to him.
Exactly.
Where it to his attributes.
exactly.
I just feel like KD has.
No,
what is the difference between what KD and LeBron have been?
But I feel like you can put Kevin Durant in more situations that would be conducive to his play style, and he won't mess nothing up.
Let's think of a trade. Let's just think of a trade. To Utah. To
damn, a trade just dropped him.
I mean, he's done that before, and we've seen the results. It's amazing. He dropped on the best team on the planet. I'm not doing this with KD. I'm not. So KD, I apologize. Can we move on? I'm not doing this right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't.
Scared?
We talked about it. I'm sorry. No, I'm not scared. We just,
I don't think that it's that difficult to build a unit around Giannis simply because Giannis does everything defensively. We could get rebounders around Giannis. He's a playmaker. We could get shooters around Giannis. He's a scorer. We could get other scorers around Giannis. As opposed to Steph Curry, who Steph Curry is just a guy whose his offense is predicated on ball movement and him shooting the long ball. His offense is predicated on that. Now, is it simple to build an offense around him? I think it's less difficult to build an offense around Giannis. And a defense around Giannis.
How many ball-dominant guys can you put around Giannis? In today's game, you need another guy that can get a bucket, right? You can't just be the only guy. So if that leaves Giannis off the ball, now you need another guy that can handle the ball at a high level and get a bucket, mid-range, three-point, attack the basket.
And that's why you're right. That's why
it's going to be harder. You can put a guy like that around Steph, and it's A-okay. Steph, like, bro,
but Mar's
I'm
saying
get
that
steal.
And you can put a guy around.
I hope you're going where I think you're going. I want to go back to Mars saying he doesn't think that they've built around him because what does I want to know
that should be assembled around
for sure. What do you need to put around Giannis? First, let's start there.
If you get anybody more aggressive than Chris Middleton, it's going to be a nightmare.
It's a problem. That's the point.
No, I will let Mars.
Right.
Let Mars give us that. Let Mars give us. Let Mars talk.
So
Mars,
with that being,
what do they need to? How do you build around Giannis? Let's just start there. What are the pieces?
Okay, so the first thing.
Names.
I'm sorry.
I want. So what does he need? Obviously shooters. So start giving me pieces. I don't care about names.
He needs competent shooters, good shooters. He needs someone who is a good to great playmaker. So he's not the main decision maker on the team. So that player would probably be a good to great ball handler. I don't want Giannis being my primary ball handler or decision maker. I think Giannis plays best probably as a 5, realistically. So I think floor spacing, elite playmaking, and someone who's an elite shot maker. Because Giannis, if he's your go-to option to score in a half-court set, I don't think that's ideal for him. I think he's so great that he's managed to make, I wouldn't say make this work like it's a bad fit, but I think there's ways to build around Giannis better than what has been built around him so far. He's just so great that he's managed to win this way.
I feel like everything you said is very easy to build around him. It sounds
I'm not saying
sounds
it's
very
hard.
doable.
I just said I haven't seen Giannis be built around optimally.
So what championship is Steph winning without? So what other max contract player can you add to Steph? Because it always seems like it's some type of finagling going around with the budget when it comes to Steph Curry. So you tell me the other player in the league that you can put around Steph and they're winning championships.
Anybody.
So no, it's not anybody.
I'm
it is not.
talking about amongst the elite. I'm not trying to.
Well, that's not true because if we do Kyrie Irving on there with Steph, we don't know that that's going to work. We absolutely don't know if that's going to work if we do
not
Kyrie
on
there
point guard. I'm talking
well,
about
he ain't a point guard. First of all, if I'm not mistaken, Kyrie Irving handles the basketball just as much as Steph. Add that to the fact that Golden State offense is predicated on ball movement and player movement. So if we put Kyrie Irving in that offense where there's a lot of action off the ball, how do you think that would go? So we just dumping guys in there with Steph Curry, and we think that this is just going to go well. No, the reason why I went well with Kevin Durant is because I'm buckets. That's all I am. I'm nothing more than buckets. Yeah, Kyrie is buckets, but Kyrie is buckets with the basketball. Kevin Durant is buckets within that system because he can play off the basketball. I need the ball.
You proving my point.
You just helped him for sure.
Yeah, you're proving.
I'm listening.
Oh.
You proving my point. You can put anybody, you can pick one and put him with Steph, and it's gonna work. You can't do that with Giannis simply because of the shit that you just said. Simply
Why
off the
not
sprint,
though?
Because Giannis
and Kawhi, championship.
What?
Giannis and Jimmy Butler, championship.
Listen.
Giannis and LeBron, I just have to take LeBron's side and go championship.
What
Giannis
role
and
does
KD?
Giannis play?
I don't know Giannis and Kawhi. Giannis and Jimmy, I would more so agree
I would
a little
be
bit
so scared
because of the
Giannis
player
and Kawhi.
Jimmy Butler is. Jimmy Butler seems more like, but Giannis and Kawhi, I don't know. I don't know too much. I
would be petrified of Giannis and
Do you
and
not
Kawhi
know that
Giannis's
numbers
in life
would tremendously suffer if you put another ball dominant player with him? Because he's
but imagine on the defensive end how much more active he's going to be because he doesn't have to exert so much energy on the O.
So then now you're telling me Giannis isn't Giannis.
He's going to be defensive player of the year. No, he's going to be Giannis.
I thought we was building a team around guys to where guys could still be themselves. I didn't know they had to.
Guys would never be themselves.
Giannis is going to go from averaging 30 to averaging 21 a game.
That's not true. No, that's not.
We just gave the MVP. We just gave the MVP because he has nobody else around him. So let's see these same numbers. If he's still MVP level, if he's still most valuable when everybody comes back. But let's move along.
All right, Shaq. Steph Curry versus LeBron. I should start saying or. This is really or because we're starting a franchise. Steph Curry or LeBron.
Yeah.
I'm going LeBron.
James.
Dell.
You're not thinking about this, are you, Dale? You're not thinking about this.
He's not a big LeBron guy.
It don't matter though. You can't. You got to respect the truth.
I'll go Braun.
LeBron.
I don't want to yell.
Just had to light a fire under the little.
LeBron. No
Here's
doubt.
Dell's favorite player, Shaq. Steph Curry or Larry Bird?
I'm gonna go Steph. I'm gonna go Steph.
Why?
Because I'm thinking of hybrid Larry Bird. I do feel like it would be nice, but like what Steph has done is already almost catapulted him into the top 10. So I don't know. I feel like Steph is ahead of Larry Bird right now as it stands.
And let's try and make this somewhat easier. I don't know that you can make this easy. When we're talking about like a Larry Bird, obviously completely different era, you have to put yourself in. Would you rather build a team around Larry Bird in the 80s, 90s, or around Steph in the 2010s or 2010, 20s?
I mean, when you put it like that, I'm choosing Larry Bird just because I feel like it was
fair now.
I mean, that's how you
easier.
have to do it. Like plopping.
Well, it's not in me yet, but I'm still taking Steph.
I mean, the thing is, the gap between Bird and the field is ridiculous, in my opinion.
I would just say, based on the team that has been built around Larry, if you had Steph with those same type of caliber players, like Hall of Famers of those eras,
he has Hall of Famers in this era. That's how he's gotten this off. That's why this is so relevant.
It's a difference between situational Hall of Famers and guys that would be Hall of Famers if they didn't play with such players.
That's facts.
That's what I'm saying. That's basically what I'm saying. You're right.
Draymond is a situational.
I'm not going to be nasty. I'm not going to be nasty. I'm not going to be nasty.
I don't know if I was next, but I'm taking Steph in. Your reasoning, I'll probably take Steph too.
Bill, who are you taking?
I'm taking Bird because I'm taking Bird because if I think Bird plays in this era, I think he's awesome. If you can build a unit around Bird, his ability to play make, his ability to shoot the long ball, how wide open the game is, his ability to handle and play make and defend, I'm taking Bird.
Mars?
I'm taking Larry Bird. I think he's one of the few players who are comparable to Steph offensively. He's obviously better defensively. And then if I think you guys are close offensively, I'm looking at Larry Bird. He's 6'10", Steph 6'3". So you don't have to hide Larry Bird on defense like you do with Steph. He's a great rebounder. I think he fits with great players due to his skill set, his shooting, his passing, his rebounding. I think building around Larry Bird.
How tall is Luka?
6'8".
Was he being hidden against the Warriors?
He should have been.
They were trying to.
He should have been.
I'm just saying, it's 6'10", 6'11". If you can't move laterally in this day and age, they're gonna try.
They said I'm using Larry Bird in the 80s. So in the 80s,
I can't get over Bird's first championship. I can't.
They said, you're okay in the 80s. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shaq, you still stuck on the 8 points. You still completely leaving out the fact that don't get me started with you, Shaq. I swear.
Wait, what is Bird first championship? I don't
don't stop.
Shaq still didn't lead.
Shaq stuck on the 8 points to Shaq. Shaq stuck on the 8 points. He completely leaving out the 17. Don't get me started.
My bad.
There's a lot of guys that we don't. Tim Duncan, look at
Yeah, but Bird receives a lot of credit, and I just feel like I don't know.
Wait, so how many games did they win that championship in?
I feel like Bird's game was tremendous. Nothing about that. But I feel like story is why he gets the credit that he gets, because if it wasn't for him and Magic, the NBA wouldn't be what it is today. And I think a lot of that, his legacy is a lot of that is more so too why, he's in the top 10 in the position of where he's in too. Because if you look at his all-time numbers, they really not that good. They not all that because he didn't play as long. You know what I'm saying? So, but his averages speak the story. That's why I think averages are more important than totals. You know what I'm saying?
But in the NCAA tournament, when they got the first 4 out, the first one out of the top 10, it's probably going to be Larry out of everybody.
I would say
I'm having it.
OG
Wilt?
Yeah, I would say Wilt.
Wait, Wilt?
Yeah. No, you heard that right. You heard him say that right.
So what Larry Bird has done with narrative is more important than what Wilt did actually on the court. So Larry Bird's narrative is more important than what Wilt Chamberlain actually did.
Fact.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like Wilt took a back seat in those championships, or lack of, when he was going to the finals against
Boston?
No. He was going against up against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
The Knicks. He was going to hit in the finals against the Knicks.
No. When he was losing all of those years.
No,
he was going up against not Kareem. Yeah. What was the main guy on Boston?
Bill Russell. Boston.
So Bill Russell basically was tight at Wilt Chamberlain, saying that you don't want to compete. So if you want to knock him for that, then I'm here with you. I mean, I think because that deserves that.
It's unfortunate for Wilt. You know, Bill Russell was on the best. He was maybe the second best player on the best team in the whole world, and it was only 7 to 8 teams. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you playing the same guys over and over and over and over. Wilt was a dog against Russell, but to me, it was unmatched. You know what I'm saying? It's like Golden State having to face LeBron without Kyrie and Kevin Love every single year, and LeBron going crazy every single year. He's going to be outmatched, but is LeBron still a hell of a player? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Will he win one? Maybe. And then LeBron would have to leave and go play with another superstar, which is what Wilt did with Jerry West, and they won. So you know what you wouldn't do 30 years from now? You wouldn't say, "All right, LeBron, you got to come out the top 10." You would not say that. I mean, no, you wouldn't. If it's at the expense of a player that deserves to be in that spot, yes, I would.
No.
Wilt Chamberlain was an amazing player, but
what years did Bill and Wilt play? Like, what years was
60s,
that?
60s,
and the 70s?
Early 70s.
Wilt
was going to Boston.
Early 70s. Bill was done by.
Sleeping on Bill's couch.
Wilt was drafted in
coming
like
for
62.
Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Wilt was little bro. And
so my thing with all of this is
potentially faking injuries in the finals.
Oh, this is going to be good.
I'll ask everybody a question. This is my thing with the old era. It's in today's game, today's day, right? If it was no WNBA, you think a woman will be drafted?
No,
not
at all.
A woman was drafted in 1976. I forgot.
Yeah, it's a documentary about her.
Right, I know, and that's your era.
Damn,
so if a woman could be drafted in your era, why am I?
I didn't even know that. I just got educated, but that's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
I mean,
the woman was drafted.
She was drafted, and she didn't go because she got pregnant. She didn't go to training camp.
No, she didn't go. No, that's not why she didn't go. She didn't go because she didn't think she was good enough. That's why she said that.
She got pregnant though.
She was right.
She said,
and again,
what year was that? She got drafted by the Utah Jazz. She was like, I'm not going.
But she did have a child.
She did though. That part she did.
Oh, maybe she could have hooped in that era.
So this is she was drafted in 1977. This is my thing. I hate this might sound crazy, but I don't think a woman could be in an NBA game. I just like really solidified in the NBA game, and it might sound bad or whatever the case may be. But the fact that whoever's drafting people in 1977 thought that this woman was going to draft her.
It was PR.
I could.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, come on, Dale. What you call it? Carl Lewis got drafted. What are you talking about, Dale? Carl Lewis got drafted. What are we talking about?
That's nasty.
That's even worse.
I didn't know this was going there.
I am now counting down the days
NBA was
until we
reaching
get
for
canceled.
any reason. The NBA was reaching. The NBA was looking for a reason to resurrect. They was drowning.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Can't wait to open up Twitter.
Before the Great White Hope came.
Carl Lewis is the track star?
Yeah, that dude, he got drafted in the NBA.
Yeah,
Tony
so
Gwynn got drafted.
The NBA was looking for a rope.
Yeah, like this, I get it. It's
Man,
cool.
and these dudes is getting drafted in like round 15. Stop, man.
In round 15 today, they're not drafting Usain Bolt in round 15 today.
Of course not. They're not drafting legit 4-year players from great universities that had great
runners. My point is the fact that whoever logistics want to sit back and think like, nah, bro, he could.
It was the Wild West, though. It was the Wild West.
My point is, so I can't compare the best players from then to today when the coaches or the GMs is drafting Carl Lewis. I'm not doing that.
Del, I just want to prove my loyalty right here. So when you eventually get canceled, who knows, months from now, years from now, from this topic.
I'm a great lawyer in the cancel community, and his name is Dave Chappelle.
I'm just letting you know that I'm here for you. I have your back. I know the context that this was in. All right,
Carl
anyway.
Lewis.
OG, I don't think you gave us who you're building around
Lance
Steph and Larry.
Armstrong.
I'm going to take Larry. For all the reasons that everybody else said. Steph is my favorite player, but I can't deny Larry Bird is the only small forward in NBA history to average 10 rebounds per game. You know, that's why I said you look at the averages over, you know, the totals in a situation, and those is what tell the real story. What did you do every time you stepped on the court? And Larry Bird is that, you know what I'm saying? Defensively, offensively, playmaking, everything. He can do everything. So I'm not saying Steph can't, but I would trust that. And also he plays bigger. Larry Bird played bigger. You know, Steph plays kind of small, even though he's 6'3". Larry Bird is all of what, 6'7", 6'8", and he plays bigger. 6'9". So there it is right there. So I would take Larry Bird to build around over Steph in that situation.
Shaq, Steph Curry or Magic Johnson?
I'm taking Steph. This is where the lethal shooting comes into play. I'm taking Steph. I don't feel like Magic is as dominant as LeBron or Giannis. That's why I chose them. I'm taking Steph.
Chill.
I'm taking Magic. I think he was a better floor leader. I think he was a better distributor. I think he was better in the clutch. And I think that he was better for the game. And he was better. He was more difficult to play against.
Steph is an imposter for sure. He is, but when he gets up 10 or down 10,
imposter?
He shoot lights up. Steph.
Can I get a synonym for imposter with fraud?
I don't like that word. Imposter.
Because I want one.
Fraud.
Shaq, thank you for the
potential
clip.
top 10 all time imposter.
Phony baloney.
Yeah, I mean, Will is a potential. You think he's an imposter?
I don't think he's an. No, I don't.
I mean, you guys are taking imposter out of context. It's just when I look
at
Steph,
context, please.
No. When I okay, let's do it like this. Steph, if KD never came to the Warriors, you and Steph and KD's career would be very similar. That's all that I'm saying. I feel like KD gets a knock because he didn't have the team that Steph has. Is KD the better basketball player than Steph? I think so. It's not because of me and KD's new relationship. I just think he's a better overall offensive player.
I agree.
But all I'm saying is, Steph without KD, how many rings do you have? Where are things going? You're getting bopped and zapped by the Boston Celtics right now. I didn't want to get in this nasty bag today, but hey, we're here. I think the Celtics are about to punish you guys. I really do. You're getting took to the water, heads dunked under by 4- and 5-year players, and Al Horford, who's 103 but looks 22, and he's out there punishing you guys. If you look at Al Horford,
Al Horford ain't punishing nobody, man.
Okay. Listen. On 2K,
I'm not gonna let you just ramble off like that and just slide off like you ain't just say all that you just said. Shaq,
Get a beast.
Substitute you with Al Horford. You could have did what he did, bro.
No, absolutely not. How come ain't nobody else doing it then?
Right now. Horford's playoff run right now is elite. If everybody could do it, they would. I see Bobby Porter stepping out doing that.
I'm comparing Al Horford's run right now to Dirk's.
What?
Dirk who? Whoa. Okay.
Who is Dirk?
Hell.
No, not that Dirk. No, not that. He's talking about Dirk Diggler from that movie. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about Dirk Diggler. That's what he's talking about. No, he ain't talking about Dirk Nowitzki. No, he ain't talking about.
Guys on this planet are known on a single name basis.
Yeah, he ain't talking about Dirk Nowitzki. No, he ain't talking about that dude. No, he ain't talking about that dude. No, he's talking about somebody completely different. No.
What?
I'm sorry. Who you got, Mars?
That was about to be crazy.
Yeah, that was funny.
I got Steph.
Yeah, I know how I feel about that.
Yeah, we know.
I think Steph's a better player than Magic. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. Magic needs the ball like a LeBron level type of a lot, and he's not as good as LeBron to justify, in my opinion, taking him over Steph. The outside shot is a bit of a concern. He was also a bad defender, in my opinion. His rebounding slightly overrated. He's 6'9" and a great rebounder. I think Steph, the way he works with other players, he fits with so many different players. Whereas Magic, you need finishers, athletic players around him. Steph, I think, fits with a bigger variety of players, and that's why I'll take Steph.
So with that logic, wouldn't Steph be more of an off guard than he is a lead guard? Because Magic Johnson has the ball as a lead guard, and he's controlling the offense.
You can't say that. The game has changed.
If you go by the traditional definition of point guard, control the game, floor general, run all the offensive sets, then yes, by that definition, Steph isn't a point guard.
He's not a prototypical point guard, but in this day and
age, the way I
guard.
define your position is where you line up on the court. Steph is the point guard, even though of that team, you could argue Draymond Green takes most of the passing duties, but that's just the.
So if he takes most of the passing duties, that makes him the primary ball handler, which means that Steph plays off the basketball. Is that fair?
Primary ball handler, I don't know, but primary distributor, yes.
Primary distributor, which means the primary ball handler. I'm setting everybody else. Is that fair?
Well, if Steph's running a ball screen and then they blitz Steph and Steph dumps it to Draymond as the decision maker, Steph did more ball handling than Draymond, who just took one dribble and threw a lob.
That's not true. No, I'm not buying that.
How's that? Who did more dribbling than that? Who did more dribbling in that situation?
Well, first of all,
Steph dribbles.
Go ahead, Dale. I'm sorry.
The ball more than Draymond.
Steph's the point guard, and this offense is better. It's predicated on Draymond Green being how he could maneuver the ball. If Draymond gets hurt, that becomes Juan Toscano Anderson, and are we calling him the point guard? That's just how their offense works. If this team is with a different coach, Steph Curry's a point guard. He's playing more of a traditional role, but with Steve Kerr, how the offensive flow with Draymond passing ability, you could say he's the primary ball or whatever, but Steph Curry's still the point guard. Klay Thompson's the shooting guard. Wiggins is small forward. Draymond's the four-man. But how the offensive set up, Draymond. When Draymond get hurt, you see Juan Toscano being Draymond or trying to be a lesser version of Draymond.
Playing playoffs.
Right. He can't. That's my point. He can't even play. But if Draymond get hurt,
free agency.
You'll be seeing him in minutes doing the dribble handoff and doing all of this stuff. To me, it's
more so like people assume that you can't do something just because you haven't been put in a position to do it, right?
Because you don't have to do it on that set or that team.
I was just about to get to that. Or they would rather somebody else do it than you, even though you could be better at doing it than that person. Jordan, Pippen, for example. Who's the better defender? To me, it's Jordan. I think he's the greatest perimeter defender ever, right? But they would allow Pippen to guard some of these guys over Jordan because Pippen not about to drop 30 on the other end. It's a team game. Somebody has to do that. So just because Draymond Green may call plays, set off ball screens, and hit the open guy doesn't mean Steph Curry can't do that. It's just that we'd rather Draymond do that because Steph has to do this. So I think that's what it is, and that's what gets people confused on positions. And I don't even know why we worried about positions anyway, because the league is positionless. I made a video about this off of y'all Stitch arguing about positions in the NBA. So it's like, what's the point of that? Like nobody knows what
because
anybody's
it should
position
be
is.
playmaker. It should be. It should go to
but
playmakers
I also think
and shooters. It should be
the counter to that, because I saw that Stitch too, and I think the counter to that, OG, is that when you're having these specific conversations, I think sometimes it's important to label players, because when you're talking about Magic Johnson versus Steph Curry, for example,
it has to be playmaker. It can't just be point guard.
But you're talking about shooting guard. When you're ranking point guards, when you're ranking shooting guards, like at what point does it get to?
Steph's not a point guard. He's not a playmaker.
But at what point does it get to the point where like you're not really arguing give me your top 5 point guards? Like it just gets to the point where it's positionless and you're not even labeling
top 5 point guards anyway.
Yeah, see, and that's as the league evolves, as the game evolves, we suffer from that because things change. So now it's the prototypical point guard is a lost art. In today's game, you can name 5 of them off the top of your head. Is Trae Young a prototypical point guard? Because he has the ball. Is it because he has the ball more and he's facilitating the offense because nobody else on the team could do that? But what if Trae Young's shooting ability? Right. What if Trae Young's shooting ability was as elite as Steph's? Wouldn't it be an indictment on them for not exploiting that? Instead of forcing Steph to be on the ball and facilitate the offense, we say, hey, Draymond has great passing ability. Why not let him do that? And let y'all set screens for Steph to get him open so we can score at a high clip. It would be stupid to put Steph. It would be stupid to give Steph the same usage. Exactly. It'd be stupid to let Steph's usage rate go through the roof like Russell Westbrook when he can play the way that he's playing, and it's easier on him and the team. And you putting Draymond Green to work. Because face it, if Steph is the primary ball handler, there's no reason for Draymond Green to be on the court. So now we're taking the job away from him.
Guard them, and it's easier to guard the Warriors.
Facts.
Steph is the primary ball handler.
It makes more sense to play Steph the way that he played, and also that goes to the evolution of the game. It's not just he's not a point guard because he doesn't do it like Magic or Chris Paul.
Right. I agree.
All right, so who are you taking, Steph Curry or Magic? OG.
This is tough for me because I don't think it's hard to build around Magic. Magic didn't shoot a lot of threes in his era, but I feel like if he came up in this era, he would have, like a lot of those guys that had that capability. And even when he wasn't shooting a lot, he still made it at a 30% clip, which is not terrible because there's guys in this league who shoot a shitload of them that shoot it at 30%. So it's not like he was shooting it at 17% like Barkley was. He's shooting it at 30%, which is respectable for that era. So what would he do in today's game? Everybody's talking about the lack of shooting. Yes, Steph is superior to that. He's the greatest shooter ever. But who's to say that Magic wouldn't increase his three-point percentage from 30 to 34, which is Luka Doncic, which is Jayson Tatum. Now we in a different conversation. Now that 16, 17, 18 points per game might turn into 21, 22, 23 points per game because he's shooting more threes at a higher volume, and I would say he would maintain his efficiency. So now you're talking about 23, 24 points per game on 11 or 12 assists a night. I would have to choose Magic Johnson in this situation because that's what I would compare it to.
Well,
I'm not saying.
Just so you know, he was doing that before he shot. He had a 5-year stretch where he went 21-12, and he wasn't shooting the long ball.
That's what
he shot almost 90% from the stretch. So when you add the long ball to his game, where he's shooting 2 or 3 more long balls, so now we're looking at 24, 25 a game at maybe 12 or 13 assists. How we talking about Magic today? That's
what I'm saying. I'm factoring that in. That's why I say Jordan kind of made it unfair when you said Steph Curry in his era versus Magic in his era. You know, I'm going to take them and I'm going to chop the numbers up myself and give my own personal evaluation of what I think he would do based on what he already did and coupling with the evolution of the game. We have to factor that in. We can't just look at those guys and say, oh, you are what you are. If I put such and such back in that era, he'll bust y'all ass. Well, of course, he's from the future. So I would imagine that a guy from the future, if he goes back 40 years, he would be dog walking them cats. But if you give those cats from 40 years ago the same shit that these guys got access to today, who's to say Jerry West wouldn't average 30? Who's to say Magic Johnson wouldn't be who he is or Larry Bird wouldn't be who he is times 2? You know what I'm saying? Like it just makes sense to give those guys the benefit of the doubt based on what they did without the evolution, without what we have access to today. To say that they would be the same player is laughable.
Mars, the issue that I had with what you said was I'm looking at.
Are they born more athletic all of a sudden?
The benefit
are guys born more athletic all of a sudden today?
Is the doubt.
You don't even have to attribute the athleticism.
The league has gone to athleticism. The players that are more younger, athletic, quicker, faster, and they tend to get more playing time in the league.
Exactly.
I mean, it's an athletic league.
I think we as people have evolved too. You know, you can't factor that out. I think we're better as humans today than we were 40 years ago.
But not over a 40-year span. When I look at Larry Bird being put into this era, I want to give him that benefit of the doubt, but then I see Gordon Hayward, and I'm like, I just don't know which way.
Why do you see Gordon Hayward when you look at him? Why you can't look?
No, because I respect Gordon. Because I respect Gordon Hayward, but even at his pinnacle, it wasn't like, oh my God, you're a top. I guess at Gordon's best, he was a top 25 player.
Luka, though, why do you see Gordon? Why can't you?
I don't see Luka at all. I just don't. I just don't.
Like,
why not?
Like me imagining even Larry Bird in a pick and roll. I
just don't.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm with you, OG, but I also see the other extreme.
Larry Bird had handle, quick reflexes. His passing ability was bar none. Solid
quick
defensive
reflexes.
I want to get back. I want to get back on Shaq saying Larry Bird and Hayward in the same sentence. Let's get back on that for a second. Okay,
it could go either way. It could go either way.
You put extra Hayward on period. That's a great.
Are you Delroy? Are you seriously sitting here talking to me, telling me that they basically Hayward would be Bird in the '80s, or Bird would be Hayward today? Is that what I'm understanding?
With like one less MVP, probably maybe.
With like one less MVP. Oh my God!
Let's end this right, Unc. Let's end this right now. Unc, let's end this right now. Me and Hayward have the same exact trainer at Indianapolis, Indiana. So I guess that my take is more valid than anything anybody else is about to say.
Oh my God.
But you compare
that's what we get off.
But you could.
That's what we get off. I've seen it. We worked
one.
out together. I've seen it in the same gym, and I'm like, Hayward, you were dominating. All right, let's get this.
Shaq, you're crazy.
Okay, but that means we gonna take your word. We gonna take your word on Hayward. You ain't see Larry work out though. And that's
not only did you not see Larry, not only were you never in the gym with Larry Bird. I'm not.
All right,
come on now.
You're not gonna suck me.
Pascal said he guarded both of them, so he could give an honest opinion. That's facts. You can't give an honest opinion on Larry now. Come on now.
That's facts. But he's still from Indiana, so I've heard a lot over the years. He's from French Lick, so I've heard a lot of Larry over the years. It's more.
I'm sorry, JD.
No, you're good.
I can keep it going. Bro.
We could go all day, but for time's sake, we're gonna speed through the rest of this segment. Super chats, I see them rolling in. I'm gonna get to you guys. I'm not ignoring you. I promise. All right. You don't have to give me explanations anymore, but Steph Curry or Kevin Durant, Shaq?
Kevin Durant.
Why you didn't ask me about Steph and Magic?
Because when we got to you said you already know how I feel. So did you want to say
And you
Steph?
said Larry Bird and Gordon Hayward is the same. We shouldn't even be talking to you for the rest of the segment. That's number 2. We should be done with you. I can't believe I even said that. I can't believe you said that. We should be done talking to you for the rest of the segment, Dale.
Hey man,
Gordon Hayward and Larry Bird the same.
Man.
Oh my God.
Shaq brought it up, but you're mad at me.
Hey, you agreed. And he had the hand on the cheek too. Like
Dell was the first person on the show to make that comparison.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Shaq. As you were saying,
his best year averaged 22. He averaged 22 points a game on effective field goal percentage of 53% and shot 40 from the 3.
And guess what? I'm glad you mentioned that, Shaq, because Bird last season he averaged 20 a game, right? 20 and 8, and he could barely walk. In 1992, he was 35 years old. He averaged 20 a game, and he could barely walk. So I'm done with you with this. That was his last season.
Bird was also shooting 1 3 a game, but we act like he was shooting 10 and hitting 6.
He could hardly walk in 1992.
1 3 a game. The 3 was just invented 8 seasons prior to that.
I'm just letting you.
Not invented, but implemented into the NBA.
They didn't have the strength to shoot from that far.
It was looked at as a trick shot. It was unorthodox. Guys who took those shots, they used it as a bailout, a cop out.
They couldn't shoot from that far, right?
Shaq,
it's not about them not being able to shoot from that far. It's just the simple fact that it was looked at as a trick shot. It wasn't something that's used like it is in today's game. You can't just look at that and be like, oh, we're gonna negate it. Dale, it looked like you want to negate everything that happened prior to 1990.
That's exactly what it sounded like to me.
If you have been watching, that's where it's going.
and just so you know, and real quick, JD, we're gonna get going. Dell, I just want you to know that in 30 years from now, which is 2052, the 90s are gonna be the 90s are gonna be the 60s, and your nephew, right? Your son is gonna tell you, because some 6'9", 6'10" guy with an extra crispy handle and a money mid-range game is gonna come along, and he's gonna tell you that he would have ate Kevin Durant lunch, and you're gonna want to strangle him. I'm telling you that right now.
I won't.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm gonna tell you why. I won't. Someone said this to me. I had an argument, and then the fact of the matter is, the YouTube will still be regular, and they'll watch basketball, and they'll watch the game. They'll see videos for themselves, and they'll be able to say, "Oh, that doesn't look that bad." When I'm watching some of the 80s, not all, because
it looks terrible. It looks terrible. They had side jobs, own car washes. It was bad.
Mike, Pat, you win all those, Barkley, all them playing the 80s, and I like their game. So it's more so that the only person of the 80s, honestly, which is crazy because they made basketball popular, I hate watching Magic and Bird. That's it. But like James Worthy, I like some of his clips and all of it.
Magic has a good documentary though. It made me change my outlook on Magic.
So when they watch, if you could be 100 years from now watching a YouTube video of LeBron James and be like, God damn, I can't watch Bob Cousy. I can't watch Oscar Robertson. I can't watch John Havlicek.
That logic is even worse. And the reason why that logic is worse is simply because you telling me that these guys I'm 15 and 8 with a day job. I'm 15 and 8 and I got a night job. So imagine how good I am. Just for example, real quick, Elgin Baylor played 48 games in the 61-62 season. He had a day job. He was in the Army Reserve. Did you know that Elgin Baylor went 38 and 18? I got a day job and I'm almost 40 and 20. Dale, I'm done talking to you about this. I'm finished with you. I'm finished with you, man. But done.
Honestly, that means when you send me those numbers and you telling me,
it's not as hard as you think. Also,
exactly. This is what I'm saying.
It's not as hard as you think. We're at practice for 2-3 hours.
Listen, that's helping me. Let me tell LeBron James, go work at the post office and then come have 30 and 20. It's not happening.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, he said he's gonna do it.
So you think? So which one is it? Which one is it? Is he doing it or is he not doing it? Which one is it?
Y'all just screwed each other.
So James is working at McDonald's and he's still 25-9. That's that what you telling me? Is that what I'm understanding?
I promise you.
My take it will be harder for Bron based on his competition compared to Elgin Baylor walking in and punching the clock.
That's why Shaq just
I imagine everybody was at McDonald's.
No,
I imagine everybody's at McDonald's. Though if they was taking that angle, then that's why I'm saying that. We're saying the same thing. If Bron's working the drive-through, then so is Kyle Lowry. He's at Pizza Hut.
We didn't text each other and say, "Yo, let's go here together." I've been here. Like, trust me. Like, I've been here. Only thing good about throwback is the jerseys with the Michelin sign in the corner.
All right, chill. That is it. Last player, and then we're moving on. Steph or KD? Steph or KD?
Stephen Curry.
Dell.
KD.
Mars.
Steph.
OG.
One more time, Beast. We can hear you.
Oh, Steph.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's get.
And also, JD, really fast because Kobe was the next person, and I'm choosing Kobe Bryant.
I'm going Bryant too.
I just want to clear the air for anybody.
I'm taking Kobe.
All right,
yeah, I'm taking Bryant.
Super chats.
What'd you say, Mars?
Oh, Steph.
Over Bryant?
Yeah, he thinks Steph.
All right, we don't have to go down this road.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that one is. I know.
We'll get nasty. It's about damn time. Sent a super chat said, so if you put Jokic and LeBron on the Bucks with Giannis and put KD and AD on the Golden State Warriors with Steph, and they met in the finals, who wins that series?
Hold on, say that one more time. That was a lot of process.
Yeah, Jokic and Bron on the Bucks with Giannis. Jokic, Bron, Giannis. You got KD, AD, and Steph on the Warriors. They meet in the finals. Who wins that series?
I like that Bron Joker team. I like that Bron Joker team.
You said KD, AD, and Steph.
Yeah,
I think that team fits.
Give me them.
Yeah.
Warriors in 5.
Yeah, give me them.
Loaded 2K.
They fit way better.
Loaded 2K said if the Dubs go down 3-1 and come back, would y'all look at Bron's comeback differently?
Never.
It's not even close.
In life, it doesn't. It's not about. It's just not a comparison. Like, it's just.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I won't say that it's not even close, even though it isn't. But I agree with you, Dale.
Percocet sent a super chat, said Steph is still a point guard. The point guard position has evolved over the years. Off-ball playmaking can be as important as on-ball playmaking. Thank you, Percocet. All right, let's react. I want to listen to this soundbite from Richard Jefferson. This has been discussed the last few days, or it might have come out yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever. But it's been talked about. We've talked about this on the show about shortening the season and how we feel about, what kind of changes could be made to the NBA. Richard Jefferson just talked about this. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm going to play the audio for you all.
You want to shorten the season? Like, how much more do we have to make this coddling and all of this stuff go with the players? It makes absolutely no sense. Professional sports is not good on your body. It's supposed to separate the people that can do it from the people that can't do it. And while we do want our best product on the floor, part of greatness is longevity. That's what Michael Jordan, that's what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that's what LeBron James, all of these guys, we talk about their greatness over a long period of time. And to keep eliminating this and dialing back to the point where it's like there's nothing else for the players to do. I think it is a joke. I think they should never do this. Now, if you were talking about the in-season tournament, I think that's 100% maybe if you wanted to just have a little bit more space. But this right here is the epitome of coddling players to make sure that everything is okay. On top of the fact that players are taking rest days. On top of the fact that they're taking rest days right now.
All right. Chill. I want to hear your thoughts on this. I want to hear you and OG first, because we have discussed this. We haven't talked about Richard Jefferson specifically talking about this, but thoughts on what Richard Jefferson said.
Well, the first thing is television companies do not extend contracts with sports leagues if viewership is down, right? So viewership has been up, contracts have been extended. Not only have contracts been extended, attendance has been up. So there's a reason why the league is as popular as it is. So with the league being as popular as it is, there's no reason for us to lessen what it is that we're doing. In fact, what we're doing is absolutely working. Put these guys on TV more. And they're in a position where they can take care of their bodies more because technology is advanced. And we're able to play these guys more. We're able to take care of these guys better. They're traveling better. They're in better hotels. They're in better facilities. All of these things are better now. So there's no reason for these guys to not be able to work. Now, all of that being said, I look at the notion of these guys not being able to play in back-to-backs. You know, I got a nephew who is in love with Tony Parker. Well, the San Antonio Spurs only come down here once a year. And now I got to find out that, well, Tony Parker isn't playing in that game. And why isn't he playing? Because of rest. Even though he's gotten plenty of rest. Now, I know that these guys get banged up when they get banged up. But these guys taken care of more than anybody. And they are professional athletes. My job is to take care of my body. And you work year round, but you have plenty of time off in the off season. That's when you take care of your body. That's when your body recoups. But when it's time to get to work, that's when it's supposed to be work time. So I've never been a fan of this shortening the season. I've never been a fan of this logic. Never been.
To echo what you said, I 100% agree with what you said towards the end about the healthcare situation. To piggyback off of that, guys are, we talked about evolution. Everybody's evolved. Technology has evolved. Guys have access to the medicals that they have access to today gives you no reason to want to desire to miss games. This is a sport that you're supposed to know and love. The moment you lose love for something is the moment you should just put it down, especially if you get to play a game as your occupation. So I never understood why people didn't develop the mentality of guys from just 10 years ago. Guys were only sitting out games if they was hurt, couldn't play. Most of these guys was playing through injury. Nowadays, it's, you know what? My hamstring is a little tight. I think I'm going to sit this one out so I can be ready for tomorrow against the Celtics because we play Detroit today. But that's besides the point. I remember watching this interview Kobe Bryant had. Kobe was talking about how he shot them 3 air balls against Utah, I believe it was, early on in his career, right? And the interviewer asked him, like, what could you have done to prevent that? Or what does that tie into? Kobe specifically said, it tied into me not being ready to play a long 82-game stretch. And when the playoffs hit, I got fatigued. He said, so what did you do? Well, I hit the gym and I made sure I was ready for 82 games and beyond because that was where I wanted to be. I wasn't settling for that. I put myself into that type of shape to endure a regular season plus playoffs. And I feel like guys of today's game don't do that. Basketball, like Kobe, another Kobe quote was, when I got to the league, I realized this shit was going to be easy because a lot of these guys are doing it for financial reasons. I'm doing this to be the best player that I can be. So I'm eating you for lunch. Simple. I'm not out here to get a check. I'm out here to bust your ass, and that's it. So when you have that mentality going into a situation, why guys are taking, like I said, hamstring a little tight, knee soreness, my foot. Some of the reports that I read on why guys is missing games is ridiculous. Ass hurt. I saw some shit. Dwight Howard missed the whole rest of the season because his ass hurt. I swear to God, I can't make this up. Can't make this up. They said buttocks, some medical term they use. It's ridiculous, man.
Tailbone contusion.
Some shit like that. Yeah. Like, look, it's an 82-game season. There's playoffs. You got to win 16 games to win the NBA Finals. Prepare your body for that. And if you can't, you should probably leave the sport alone. So that's just how I feel about it. Richard Jefferson is 100% correct. He couldn't be more right about that.
Shaq, Dell, Mars, do you guys have anything to say?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think I can't even tell. It's like weird. Shorten the season, it just sounds weird. Like, don't let them play basketball games to rest their body. You know, it's weird. I just know myself. Like, I love basketball, so if I'm healthy enough to just go out there and play, I'm playing until my body can't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? That's understandable. So I'm not to say hey, like the old timer like Braun at the end of the season, take a couple days off. If you know what I'm saying, they wasn't doing that back in the days, but that's different than they'd be like, damn, he played 3 games in a row. Rest him now. But he rests on the day off. And the game is easier than practice or back in the day. So that's just it's really confusing to me. It's weird. And like you said, they have everything imaginable. I played in South Korea one year, and the stuff they had a cold tub that was a pool, and they had it in South Korea. It's just, cold tub, you sit in the ice, but this is a pool of below like -20. You just stay there for 30 seconds and your body feel fully refreshed. Me and Shaq and Turkey used to go to the sauna every single day just to sit there and that's comparable to what I think
they didn't have that 20 years ago.
Yeah, so it's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Dale. The problem is the league is much younger these days, and it's getting more and more younger. I feel like guys like to take shortcuts, lazy, don't want to put in the work. It's no excuse that teams aren't requiring guys to get massages, ice tub, the infrared sauna. These are at your disposal, and guys just are choosing not to use it. But then you want to complain about being injured. A lot of this is kind of preventable, but guys are practicing just going home. And I know because guys are shooting 28% from 3, so I know guys aren't willing to put the work in, but you're making millions of dollars. So you can't shoot 25%. You can't shoot under 30 and be a guard or anything like that, and you tell me that you're putting the work in, because that's not true. You're just taking it for granted. Like it's just common sense. It's just common sense. So I mean, it's not. It's just nasty. It's nasty, and they should add what is Adam Silver looking to add? The tournament. You guys are getting paid. Everybody's getting paid way too much money, and then I got to come over here and slave in Europe. So I'm definitely not shooting y'all no bail. I'm sorry.
I feel you. My thing is, just because they shortened the NBA season, does that mean guys is going to stop missing games? No, that's not a guarantee still. So either way, you win a lose-lose situation. Just because we shorten the season from 82 to 65, don't mean LeBron still ain't finna sit out 10 to 15 of those 65 games. So
right.
Let's just put that into perspective. And also, one of the things that Richard Jefferson said about the longevity aspect of it, that's what differentiates great players from good players. The ability to sustain greatness for a long period of time. What would you rather have? A peak of 3 years or a peak of 10 years like LeBron? You know what I mean?
People look at it, they look at it as, I guess you could say, if he played in those games, he probably would have got hurt. But if LeBron didn't, the last couple of years, didn't load management, he probably would have passed Kareem already.
True. No doubt.
He probably would have been a leading scorer in points already. Had more rebounds. But
there's a reason, and I don't want to cut you off, Mars, but there's a reason why Jabbar's record of being the all-time leading scorer in NBA history still stands after 38 years.
That's true.
Just so you know, Jabbar played 82 games at 37 years old, and he averaged 34 minutes a game. If I'm available, I'm working. What is the problem?
82, 81, 76, 81, 82, 62, 82, 82.
What are we talking about?
That's Jabbar.
If I'm available, I'm working. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, Mars.
He got it all twos too.
You keep saying Mars. Mars ain't speaking 10 minutes.
Well, you guys covered everything. I mean, I agree. It's your job. If you're able to work, you should work. I don't understand why athletes get this luxury of I don't feel like working, or any minor inconvenience means you don't work. You don't find Bill, who works down in telemarketing, just saying, "Oh, my toe hurts, I can't go into work today." But these athletes who are afforded all these luxuries, everything is made for them to be able to perform at peak level. If something isn't right, they have 4 people just catered to them to feel healthy, and then they're still making up excuses to not do their job. But then they want to get paid more and more, and they want to get more of the NBA's income. It's backwards to me.
Yeah,
it's the team's fault too, but that's a story for another day.
Facts, Shaq. It's absolutely the team's fault. No doubt about that.
You're taught if they don't risk it.
What it sounds to me like, it sounds like you're trying to stick it to them. It sounds like you're trying to stick it to the team. Because what logic can you give me to tell me that, okay, shortening the season is good? Why is shortening the season good when attendance is up, when the season is at 82 games, when viewership is up at 82 games? Why is shortening the season why is the season too long now? Explain that to me, because when the season is not going on, there's a reason why we have the summer league, because people are starving for basketball. There's a reason why you cover training camp, because people are starving for basketball. So now you want to eliminate 20 games from the season. You want to eliminate 15 games from the season, even though viewership is at its all-time high, even though ticket sales are at their all-time high. That's great for business. Yep, do that.
Clutch King tapped in, said less back-to-back, longer all-star, man up, play ball. All right, I got a quick hitter segment for you guys. This is playmakers. We're going this player or this player. We're just going to compare two players against each other. We're going to go in the same order. Shaq, Chill, Dell, Mars, OG, starting with Isaiah Thomas or Chris Paul.
Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas.
Dell.
I'll go IT.
This is better player?
Playmaker.
Who you're taking?
Better playmaker
edition. Yeah.
Wait, what is this? Better what?
Playmaker.
Playmakers.
Better
playmaker. Oh, I got Chris Paul.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I still got Isaiah Thomas.
Chris Paul.
Shaq, John Stockton or Steve Nash?
I'm not going based off of. I'm going off player. Who I prefer. God damn. Steve Nash.
John Stockton.
Yeah.
John Stockton for me.
Stockton.
Steve Nash.
John Stockton.
Tim Hardaway or Russell Westbrook?
Russ. Give me Russ. Give me Russ.
Russ.
Dell.
I'm gonna go Russ. But quick thing, you know, back in that days, like the 90s, Tim Hardaway is more of a point guard of this age. Like he used to try to get buckets.
A lot of those dudes. Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, right.
All of them dudes are. All of them.
Mars.
Russell Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me Westbrook.
Magic Johnson or LeBron James?
This is nice.
I'm gonna go Magic.
That's tough.
I'm gonna go James because I think he was, because of his scoring, that made him a better playmaker than Magic.
Go Magic.
Yeah, playmaking Magic.
These are my top two playmakers of all time. Passers. Passers. I think LeBron James and Magic Johnson is when people say who's the greatest passer you ever see, it's between one of those two guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's how elite of a playmaker LeBron James is.
You can make that argument, sure.
But
I think for Braun and passing the ball.
Passing the ball. Oh, yeah.
That is not ridiculous, man.
Braun's elite.
That is not ridiculous. No, it's not. That is not ridiculous.
It is.
No. And Dale, the reason why I say that's not ridiculous, and not to cut you off, OG, I want you to remember something. Can you imagine LeBron James in his prime running around Dwight Howard for 10 years? What you think his assist?
Okay, so you see, when someone said better passer, I'm not thinking making the right play. I'm talking about the flashiness of a pass.
I think everything ties into it. Ability to play make in general. You know what? The likelihood of you passing, meaning being a willing passer, both of them are. You know, transition.
Okay, yeah. So
everything comes into.
I don't think he's even close to Jayson Kidd as a passer. LeBron.
No.
Nah, Jayson Kidd, no.
Oh,
based on everything you just said.
I love Jayson Kidd as a passer too, but everything else that LeBron can do, coupled in with that, like Unc said, makes him a better player.
But we're just talking about passing now. That's what I'm saying. Playmaking and all that. J Kidd, different breed.
I agree. I agree. Him, Stock, I agree. Some of those guys was. Even Nash is in that conversation too. You can't exclude that.
Rondo,
Nash passing the ball.
Chris Paul
passing the ball, like willing playmakers.
Playmaking and passing is good. I don't think James is top 5 passer. No, I don't think
when
that.
I heard
playmaker,
LeBron,
we could make the week.
When I heard LeBron
he said passing.
James,
Okay, with the playmaking and all that, praying for others, I understand the playmaking. But when you said passing, that's why I asked about pass. It's like, yeah, like kid, different.
Speaking of Jayson Kidd,
He did a pass like that full court. Look, one time.
Jayson, this is the last one. Jayson Kidd or Luka Doncic?
What, playmaking or better player?
However you want to look at it.
Playmaking.
I'm just going with who I prefer. I'm. Don't say that, OG.
What? Luka.
It's situational. You got that off earlier. You got situational off earlier. No, but Luka does more. It's a different era. I can just fall. I can lean on that a little bit. But who I prefer, damn. I'm gonna go. I got to stick with it. I feel like Jayson Kidd is a better playmaker than Luka Doncic.
So do I.
Dale.
Jayson Kidd, yeah.
Hey, kid.
Mars.
Luka.
He said Luka. Copy that. Give me Jayson Kidd.
All right. Chat, I need an order. We got Shaq, Chill, Dell, Mars, and OG up here. We're going to play Keeper Kick. I got this random spinner wheel for today's Keeper Kick. And while we're waiting for an order, I'm going to explain to Chill and OG what Keeper Kick is. So we go with a random NBA player generator. You're going to be read a name. You're either going to decide to keep or kick that player. You get 2 kicks around. You're trying to build a 5-man roster. You also get to block. You get 1 block for the whole draft. So 2 skips around, 1 block for the whole draft. If someone takes a player and you want to block that player from being taken, that player comes off the board completely. And you're just trying to build your starting 5. It's about damn time sent to Super Chat. In this era right now, which is one of Shaq's duos, would win. Oh, which one of Shaq's duos would win more rings? Shaq and Penny, Shaq and Wade, or Shaq and Kobe, all in their primes?
It's Shaq and Kobe, and it's not even close.
I don't think it's a question.
Me neither.
Yeah, Shaq and Kobe. Because Shaq and Penny was trying to figure it out. Shaq and Wade, Shaq was on the other side of who Shaq was. With Shaq and Kobe, Kobe was turning into that guy, and Shaq was already that guy. I don't think it would be close.
I don't even know what Penny's prime was. I think we saw Penny's prime when he was with Shaq. So
yeah.
Yep. Oh, whoops. Here we go. Mars, Chill, OG, Del, Shaq. That was the first one that I saw come through. All right. Do you guys have any questions for Keeper Kick?
I think I'm good.
I want to get an understanding of the block again.
Yep.
So you gonna throw 2 players at me?
So and only if you kick them. So I'm gonna give you 1 name at a time, and you're gonna decide if you want to keep that player. And if you keep, then everyone has the option to block if they have a block available. If you want to skip the player I named, you have 2 skips around. So let's say I gave you whatever. Magic Johnson, you wanted to skip. Larry Bird, you wanted to skip. Then you're out of skips for that round. You get the next player it lands on. Obviously, those are 2 great players. You're probably going to want to keep them.
So
right?
what if you say? So I can only block if somebody else names somebody.
So if Chill gets Michael Jordan, and I say block, you decide you want to use your block that round, then you use it. You're out of blocks now, and he can't get Michael Jordan. Now I spin the wheel again.
Got you. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Building your starting 5. All right, I got this wheel. I don't really know. I took a quick peek. It's a good mixture of players on here. I think there's a lot of great players and then mid to higher tier players. So because of the players that are on here, you're going with their primes. I would tell you who's up here, but
how many players are on the wheel?
Don't cheat. Don't look at it doesn't matter actually if you look at it. It's a good question. It doesn't say how many, but there's a good amount.
I can't see no chat anyway. I can't see nothing but chat.
And if we run out for some reason, I'll just find a new wheel. All right. Mars, Chill, OG, Del, Shaq. We're going with the first spin. Everyone has their block left. Everyone has 2 skips in the first round. Mars, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I see the other names and I'm like, for sure, skip.
Wow.
That was disappointing.
Kyrie Irving.
Skip.
Wow.
Now you got no more skips.
For this
That's
round.
tough. I would have took Reed.
Those players, since they haven't been blocked or picked, they're staying on the wheel, just so you guys know.
Bet.
So it could
I
still
just have
land
one
on
question.
them.
I'm sorry, JD. So you added the 2 skips every round now?
Yep, 2 skips around. So Mars
Is it
got...
because of Shaq shenanigans or?
No, we've just changed the game like several times, and this seemed to be a good one.
I did the 2 skips made. I'll forget it. I'm sorry.
You think me and Jordan are having phone conversations?
No, but the last time
always some nonsense with Shaq.
The last time I was here, Shaq, what you did, the 2 skips was dope because it made the game funny with the stupid names. Now every round 2 skips is gonna be just like a draft, but I guess we could go back to what we know, easiness. Continue on.
That's funny. My wife said the same exact thing. She found out who was on the show. She said the same exact thing. Always some nonsense with Shaq. I said no.
Always.
I'm giving the people what they want. I'm giving the people exactly what they want.
All right, Mars got CP3. Everyone has a block left. You can save it or you could use it.
I wish my block was a steal, but that's a phone call for a different day.
All right, CP3 is off the wheel. All right, we're spinning for Chill. Chill, you got Scottie Pippen.
I'll keep him.
Everyone still has blocks.
You can have it.
Give you 5 seconds to think about it.
My skips. He said keep him.
Yep, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering if anyone's going to block. I'm leaving time for people to block before I spin.
Yeah, it ain't going to take this long.
Do the skips carry over?
No, just 2 around. So you either use them or you lose them. OG, Kawhi Leonard.
I keep him. It's a very thin position.
If we block, Kawhi stays on the board.
No, blocks completely eliminate them from the board, but skips they stay.
Wow, that's trash. That's trash.
Okay, can I ask a quick? Right. Can I say one rule that you can implement, please, because this is gross. If someone blocks you, whoever blocked that person should lose a skip.
Dale, you worse than Shaq.
No, we already tried that.
No. You worse than Shaq. Shaq already come with the nonsense, and then you compound the shit.
No, you didn't watch it. You didn't see the grossness. It was perfectly straight on and as amazing. Like the fact that 2 skips per round, you don't know because it's your first time playing. It's gross.
Right.
It takes the
So I'm coming into the game late. I'm coming into the game late.
You're not understanding
my fault.
Of what Shaq did.
Okay.
The way we started this, it was just 3.
It was beautiful.
You had 3 skips for the entire game, and that was it. There was no blocks or nothing. But we adapt, we evolve. So
leave it to Shaq.
All right, OG's got Kawhi Leonard, Dell, we're spinning for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Dale.
I should have blocked that Kawhi, to be honest.
Magic Johnson.
Skip.
I should have known. Your second player, Tracy McGrady.
Skip.
You gotta skip. If you
skipping Magic, you definitely gotta skip Tracy McGrady.
I'm surprised that Dell's skipping Tracy though.
He's not compatible with a lot of people.
Nice. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Perfect.
And just because, I was gonna say, just because he's out of skip.
Nope. Absolutely not. I don't think so.
So Dale just gets one more spin. It's whoever it lands on. He's out of skips.
All right, so
I hope it's Kemba Walker's best friend.
Chill is out of blocks. Dell, we're spinning again.
So he got next round. He got
That's
another
a
block.
good block.
No. Blocks don't carry.
Oh, okay.
Blocks is one a game. Oh my God, DeMarcus Cousins.
Prime Boogie, that's decent.
Yeah, but it's not
terrible.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's decent.
Wait, hold on. Can I block myself?
No, you can't.
No,
I
you
tried
stuck with
to
it.
implement that.
Hey man, that's 28-10 tonight.
Because that's just a skip, Dell. It's just.
I should be able to use my block to block.
That's true.
Well, this is how we're playing today, so.
I'm sorry.
Shaq, you block for me so I can go again?
I didn't say anything.
Who are we on? Shaq,
Shaq,
we have
you block for me so I can go again?
Shaq, we got
Skip. I see it. Skip.
Yeah,
Skip. Sorry, John Wall. Prime John Wall though. Like I would, if I didn't have no skips, I would have been happy.
Shaq.
See, the thing here is I
blocked.
don't even want to accept him because he's gonna get blocked and eliminated. So
Say the name.
Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm taking Shaq.
Mars, OG,
Facts.
Dell, and Shaq are the
He
only
just
ones
got blocked.
Who blocked it? Who blocked
Damn,
it?
dude. I was waiting.
I hate how Shaq is eliminated from the game just because he got blocked. That's corny, but
I like it.
digress.
Y'all
Let's
gonna
keep
be out
going.
here with some role player.
All right,
So what happened to Hakeem Olajuwon?
Shaq, you still have one skip left.
Okay, let's go.
Carmelo.
Can I get blocked more than one time in the turn? That's the real question.
Yes.
I'm
There's only-
skipping.
there's-
Yes?
Yeah, because there's only 2
Because
blocks
I got a
left.
block.
Yeah. We did this last time too.
All right, I'm skipping.
All right.
And I hope it lands on MJ or Draymond. I don't care. I'm skipping. Let's go. These rules,
Kevin Durant.
caveats are crazy. I'm taking him.
What is it?
KD.
It's just KD.
He said just like trying to soften the
It's
blow.
much worse.
So I'm
It's
on
much
block
worse.
it.
Yeah, you better block that. Like what?
No, OG. Let me talk to
you
you for
can
a
have
second.
KD.
Thank you. There's much worse on there.
You can have KD.
Wow. Mark,
Me and Katie's
you don't have a
relationship
problem
is
with that?
budding right now.
I have no problem with him getting KD.
He can have KD.
How the table has turned.
All right, Shaq. New round.
Oh, it's on me again. Yeah.
Oh shoot! I didn't kick him off the board. That's
He
fine.
I
said-
forgot it's a
KD.
snake. I forgot it's a snake. Yeah, it's just Katie. It's not nothing wild.
Larry Bird.
I will take Larry. I will take Larry and Katie. I will. I will
You're
not skip Larry.
Block. Not giving this man KD and Larry.
that was gonna play so well on the board.
All right, Mars
Let's go.
and Shaq are the only ones with blocks. Shaq still has 2 skips this round.
Please give me him. Please.
Only use
Please.
your blocks on top 10 players, please.
I got that.
Carmelo.
Is that fair?
Carmelo again.
I'm skipping. I'm waiting for
I
one
didn't
person.
hear. I didn't hear what was said.
I'm skipping.
No,
I'm skipping.
I know, but
I got-
before that,
Skip left.
I forgot to eliminate him. Perfect. You want Kevin Durant again?
If I could. It's one person I'm waiting for right now.
Kobe.
Come on. I'm taking Kobe.
Oh.
Block.
Mars, do what you got to do.
Unmute that shit.
All right. Shaq is the only one with a block left.
Somebody is catching this ether. Let's go.
Shaq, you also-
I got a skip left.
You still have a
Yeah,
skip
let's
left.
go.
Yeah.
I hope it lands on MJ. That's who I really want.
Ah,
MJ,
it
please,
passed.
MJ.
Oh, that's not
please,
bad.
MJ.
You got Giannis. That's fine.
Yeah.
AD and Giannis.
Damn.
Hey, wait. Oh, but then I see Zach.
Oh, I
running up
forgot. You have a
the
skip.
morning.
Unless you want to skip.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take Giannis. I'm gonna take Giannis.
All right.
He cheating low key. He get to look and see who everybody on the board. We can't see that shit.
Yeah.
You can't see
Cheating.
nothing.
Oh, I'm gonna skip him. I
If
see
you pull up
somebody
the
better.
screen, you can.
I mean, I just see what it could potentially be, so I'm
I
happy
know.
where I'm at.
Dell.
Giannis and Larry Bird sounds worse than Giannis and KD. Just who didn't want to block KD.
Dell,
But
Draymond.
go ahead. Skip. I hope I get like Steph. Is Steph on this panel?
Dirk.
He is on this panel.
You have DeMarcus Cousins right now.
And this ain't the Dirk from the movies, by the way.
I'll take Dirk.
All right, OG.
Can't block this.
Shaq's the only one with the block. I don't think he's wasted it.
No.
Dirk and Hakeem.
I'm
5
waiting
seconds
for
passed.
one pro.
DeMar DeRozan,
Yes,
OG.
DeMar DeRozan.
Skip.
Wait, who did Dale get?
Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh, yeah. You deserve Dirk.
Dirk
After your
and Hakeem.
nastiness earlier.
Dirk and Hakeem would have been
T-Mac,
so lovely.
OG.
T-Mac.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, but I got Kawhi. And I don't think Mac can.
Yeah.
Can Mac play the 4? Mac might be able to. He's 6'16".
Mac at the 4 is disgusting guarding Dirk.
He could play the
Or
3
Giannis
too.
for that
I'm
matter.
gonna keep T-Mac.
Yeah, he played the 3.
I'm gonna keep T-Mac. It's
Put Leonard at
positionless
the 2.
anyway. Lead. No matter.
All right, chill spin.
Mike's out of here. So
Magic.
Yes, I'm gonna take Magic.
who else is on Chill's team?
Scotty.
It's Magic and Scotty.
All right, Mars, back to back. Kevin Garnett.
Yep.
Who's on Mars's team? His
Chris
team?
Paul.
Chris Paul.
And KG. All right, I'll allow.
Dwight Howard.
Yep.
Big lineup.
Back to chill.
Can't hear you, Dale. You muted.
I hate. He's on the phone. I hate that lineup, Mars. Like with everything that I got, I hate it.
Chill.
Okay.
LeBron James.
What was his
Creating
other
the
pick?
narrative.
Dwight
I
Howard.
got CP, KG,
CP3,
Dwight.
KG, Dwight.
Man, that's
Did you just-
decent.
Did you just say? What did you say, JD?
King James for you, chill.
Absolutely, I'm keeping James.
What is Chill's roster looking like?
Scotty.
Magic.
LeBron, Scotty.
And James.
Dak.
I'll allow.
Hey, OG, don't you worry about what's going on over here. You do your thing.
Hey,
don't concern yourself with what we doing.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about what we doing.
Hold on, you waiting on somebody to block Jordan. Man, you better cut it out like a coupon. He got Bron.
Yo, I don't like that big 3. I hate it. I hate that big 3. I'll allow.
It was Scotty, Magic, and Bron.
Yeah, he got 2 pieces. He
got
got
no
to score.
score.
I'm confident it's gonna be a center. Yo, who got Gordon Hayward?
OG got Gordon Bird.
Who? Larry Bird.
Gordon Hayward.
Oh,
You better take Gordon.
Gordon. Skip. Why is he even on this
Is
panel?
Ben Simmons on here?
Might be. Joel Embiid.
I'm keeping him.
Kawhi Leonard.
Wait,
Grayson
what?
McGrady. Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
All right, this is yeah. I'll allow.
Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dell.
Should have
I
blocked
like
Bron.
that squad too. I like that squad
I
too.
do too. I do too.
Here's where Shaq nastiness
Or
comes in.
spacing.
AI, Dell.
Do I have any skips?
You have 2.
I have
DeMarcus
Boogie
Cousins and Dirk. Yep.
AI skip.
Can I hear Dale's team?
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins and
Quickly.
Dirk.
Who you get? I hope you get MJ, so I don't have to waste a block on him.
Mark-
MJ's not even saving that team.
Mark Gasol, Dell. I'm assuming you want to skip here.
Yeah.
The piece.
This is terrible.
Better
all
hope it
started
doesn't
with
lay
the-
back up. Oh
With the
my!
Hakeem block.
You should have taken AI. You just got Alonzo Mourning.
Hey, that ain't bad, man. Look. Who your power
DeMarcus
forward?
Cousins, Dirk Nowitzki, and Alonzo Mourning.
Oh, yeah, you pop. Yeah, your team got Bricio.
That's tough.
It started with the freaking Hakeem Olajuwon.
Should have took
skip
AI. I don't
block.
know why you ain't take AI.
AI don't fit with
No way, Shaq.
Who's it on?
It's you, Shaq.
I'm taking him. I'm taking him. Yes,
Michael Jordan. He got
Can
Michael
you name
Jordan.
my team, please?
Hold on, what?
Shaq has Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Michael Jordan.
Ain't no way.
Skips. Hey, I'm taking MJ, and please run it back. Please, is Klay on here? Please give me Steph. Please give me Steph.
You for
Please
sure
give me
Steph.
Chris Bosh.
It would land.
Skip.
He got Jordan.
Y'all wasting blocks on Hakeem.
Dwayne Wade.
Wow.
Man, I got interchangeable positions. Skip.
All right, this is.
And I'll take whatever's coming
what
for
he
me.
got.
I'll take whatever's coming for me.
Ooh. Andre Iguodala.
I'll take Iggy. That's a good role player. I'll take Iggy.
All right,
So what's your squad now?
He's got KD, Giannis, MJ, and Andre Iguodala.
That shit don't even make sense.
It really don't. I'm looking at that roster, and
that's
we
what y'all
no
got to say.
Okay. We go.
That's what y'all got to say.
Oh my God.
It's gonna make sense.
It's too much.
You got Damian Lillard.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know I was still playing.
What's he got? Two beans?
I'm assuming that you're keeping.
That man
I got two. I used my 2 skips already.
No, you get 2 around.
Oh, okay. I'm keeping Dame anyway, though.
Yeah, I knew that. All right, OG spin.
You know what
Iverson.
MJ, Giannis, and Kevin Durant's going to do to y'all? And Iggy unselfishly just distributing the ball.
Man,
Finals MVP.
Giannis can't
Nigga
shoot.
block.
Who your
KD can. MJ can.
True. It's all right. All right, who I got?
Allen Iverson.
That's fire,
I
Mozilla.
think I already got a point guard. What's my squad?
Kawhi Leonard, Tracy McGrady, Joel Embiid.
And Joel Embiid.
The knuckleheads.
I'm gonna keep AI.
Jack? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Nothing for me. Steph is the only blockable person moving forward.
All right, chill.
Throwing that out there.
Kareem.
Oh, absolutely, I'm taking Jabbar.
What's OG? What is Unks?
Magic, Scotty, James, and Jabbar.
Let him get LeBron. Now you finna let him get Skyhook.
I gotta block this because I gotta block this. So I just,
bro.
But then I see the other names now, but I'm blocking it. So whatever you get from this point on,
you should have blocked LeBron.
No, I wasn't LeBron, but
you
I'm
should have
blocking
blocked
this
KD.
Hey, he can have KD. KD, Giannis.
We just had a great argument about how it's so easy to play with Kevin Durant.
True,
So
true.
That's why in all these drafts I always pick him first, just because you could put supplemental pieces. Now
Around
he's
him.
with Giannis and Mike. Imagine that.
hey, but they got Iggy in there too.
Doesn't matter.
So Chills.
We won 2 tips with Iggy.
They ain't got no floor spacing. It's going to be Kevin Durant complaining about how can't nobody else around him shoot again.
Chill's first spin got blocked, so he still has 2 skips. Your second landed on Larry Johnson.
I'm gonna pass on Grandmama.
Fire.
1 more skip.
Mm-hmm.
Paul George.
I'm good. I'm on Paul George. I got James and Scotty, so I'm straight.
So you're using your last spin?
His
Or
perfect pick
you're
is coming,
taking him?
Steph Curry.
All right, here it comes.
No. Please give him D-Rose. Give him Westbrook.
Jimmy
He's
Butler.
on the list, and I chose AI. I see. That's why I gotta see what's going on. Shaq got an advantage. He's skipping mugs. Oh, I'll pass on him. I know he's top 5.
All right, so
I'll pass.
Chill's got
There's
Scottie
some
Pippen.
bad names on here though.
Chill's got Scottie Pippen, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, and now Jimmy Butler. Mars, we're spinning for you.
I'll take Bucket.
What's Mars?
Sure.
CP3, Kevin Garnett, and Dwight
I'm
Howard.
taking Jimmy
There's
on.
no more blocks. So Klay Thompson.
Yes.
Damn.
Hey, man, that's perfect, Mars. You're building a nice little team over there.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I need a 3.
That's very nice.
I already got all the 3, so you might chill, y'all.
Dwayne Wade.
Who?
Mars.
He gets back-to-back picks. How?
Because it's Snake.
Oh.
The shenanigans again.
I know, and he's on the other end of the snake too, which is crazy.
Can I use?
I haven't picked in a long time.
If Steph comes to anyone, pause, but not me. Can I use my block from the next show?
Hey, I'm writing this down. I need to do some evaluation. What's Mars' squad? What's your squad again?
CP3.
CP, Klay, Kevin Garnett, Dwight Howard.
Yep.
That's not bad.
I hate his team.
I don't. That's a good 5.
I skipped Dwayne.
I think that.
Who you had up?
I got Magic and Jimmy Butler in the backcourt. I got James and Scotty. And I'm looking for a 5-man.
Cat.
No.
Please give him D-Lo. Give him D-Lo. Give him D-Lo.
Just give
For
me
this
a
disrespect, give him D-Lo.
You got
He's
Tim
getting
Duncan.
Steph, bro. Somebody's getting Steph.
Oh my god.
So
what's
Mars'
his
team is
now?
rounded out. He's got CP3, Kevin Garnett, Dwight Howard, Tim Duncan, Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Wow.
KG at the
That's
3.
a nice 5.
Yeah, KG's running the 3.
That's a nice 5, yo.
All right, Chills. Last spin.
Mm-hmm.
That team can be beat by a better core, but I like that team.
My defense is immaculate.
KG at the 3 is just
Zach
disgusting.
Randolph, chill.
I think I'm
Small
gonna pass
squad.
on Zach. I'm good. I'm gonna pass on Zach.
Kemba Walker.
Pass on Kevin.
Say Bron can play 1 through 5.
Let's see who.
Gotta
let's
pass
see.
on Kemba.
Oh, it just came right back around. He got Zebo.
Good. I got a dirty work guy. I'm
Scottie
straight.
Pippen, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, Zach Randolph.
Yeah.
All right, OG. Kawhi Leonard, Tracy
two guard.
McGrady, Joel Embiid, AI, and Gordon Hayward.
No, pass. Skip.
Yeah, skip, kick it.
Skip Bayless.
Paul Pierce.
Ooh. I might take Truth. Give me Truth. I'll take that.
OG's team is Kawhi Leonard, Tracy McGrady, Joel Embiid, AI, Paul Pierce.
Nice.
Dell, you have
We
DeMarcus
serving y'all,
Cousins.
OG. We ain't beating y'all. We serving y'all.
I can't
We
have
serving
that.
y'all.
Man, y'all
We
got all this
serving
defense
y'all.
out here. Y'all, who the offense?
Dirty work, guys. I
You
got a 25.
Tragic Johnson. You got
Oh
Jimmy
my
pull
God.
up for 3 Butler.
Yes,
You
I
got
do.
Scotty, no offense Pippen. You got LeBron James. Okay, there you go. And then you got Zebo. He's no.
And you got in the club Allen Iverson. You got mismatched Tracy McGrady.
Look,
Okay.
Hey, we got Paul Pierce at the 2. We got Paul Pierce at the 2. Look.
You got playoff P, quote unquote playoff P. He might have been
we ain't got
pandemic
him.
P too.
Look, I got AI at the 1. You know what he do?
In
He got a game. He got a game
in the
against
club,
the playoff team of all time.
You got in the club AI. Okay,
Hey, he
keep
got
going.
a game. We got
Okay.
Paul Pierce at the 2. You know when he get to that elbow, he's spotting up. His
Yeah.
book is GG.
Okay.
He gonna talk crazy to you like he did Al Harrington, looking at that
Yeah.
shot clock before he drained his 3 in your eyeballs. That's what he got. That's the truth. When Shaq said he play, he said, "That's the truth." That's what I got on my lineup. Then we got the claw. Kawhi, where you
I
going?
like that.
Where you been?
I like that.
I need to know.
We
I
got
can
we
GPS
got
you.
load
You
management.
need
Load
it,
management
He's on your
Kawhi.
ass.
We got to see if he gonna play the next game
prime
too.
Kawhi.
Don't leave him out.
We got 2019 Kawhi. Ain't no low management.
We got to see if he gonna play.
That's what you got.
He might play tomorrow night.
You got Kawhi at the 3, putting hands on whoever you got over here.
Mm-hmm.
Bron, that's who guarding Bron. He's putting
Okay.
paws on whoever you got.
Dell.
T-Mac.
Mr. Glass.
Look, we got
Mr.
prime
Glass.
T-Mac. Whichever one
Mr.
you want. We
Mr.
got 1 year.
Glass.
That's it. I ain't trying to hear that. We got T-Mac. This is a game. This is a series. We got T-Mac. I ain't telling you. Joel Embiid, you know, the best two-way center in the league. Look.
Mr. Glass #2.
Hey, he was available this year. We there. We putting pause on everybody.
Derrick Rose,
defense, offense, and special team.
Derrick Rose.
What's my team again?
DeMarcus Cousins, Dirk Nowitzki, Alonzo Mourning, Dame, Derrick Rose, potentially.
Yo, OG, you get my text?
Just skip.
Russell
Hey,
Westbrook.
down on the low. That's a whack 5, yo.
That's terrible.
Say
Not on the low.
Say that 5 one more time.
That's on the high. The hell?
That's a whack 5.
Hey, I gotta know where you putting everybody though, Dale.
You talk about on the low. I'm not putting it nowhere. I got Hakeem Olajuwon taking away from me.
It's your squad. You gotta embrace this.
He talking about on the low. I didn't even know I was still playing until every time JD's like, Dell, your pick.
So his last pick was D Rose?
No. He skipped him, and now he's got one more skip left, and he's on Russell Westbrook.
That's another skip. I'm trying for Steph.
Why? So, I'm gonna get Steph.
Don't subject Steph to this team.
Yo, this team is so god awful. Draymond Green.
I could have took.
Oh. Dale, you got to tell me where you put everybody. Hey, just tell me where you put it.
On the
bench. Draymond is.
How many skips does he get?
I'm done. I got Draymond.
He got Draymond.
Yeah. Skip. Is it on me?
Yeah, Shaq, Skip, and Cat.
I need to know where Dale is positioning these players. I need to know this.
It's positionless.
Derrick Rose.
Hey, this ain't the time.
We're going to give Dame the ball and run horns. We're going to give Dame the ball and run horns. That's it.
Oh, my God. This team is nasty.
Can I hear it? This is MVP Derrick Rose. Can I hear my team?
Kevin Durant, Giannis, MJ, Iguodala.
Skip. I'm skipping Derrick Rose.
If this lands on Steph, I'm going to scream.
I'm going for Steph.
You got Paul George.
Yeah, I'll take Paul George.
To put him at the 1, low key.
Wow. All right.
I'll take Pete off.
So we are done. We have Mars has. Let me pull this over here. Let me go back here.
Who your center is?
All right, we got Mars, CP3, Kevin Garnett, Dwight Howard, Klay Thompson, Tim Duncan. Chill's got Scottie Pippen, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, Zach Randolph. OG's got Kawhi Leonard, Tracy McGrady, Joel Embiid, Allen Iverson, Paul Pierce. Dell has every big you could imagine: DeMarcus Cousins, Dirk Nowitzki, Alonzo Mourning, Draymond Green, Damian Lillard. Shaq's got Kevin Durant.
That's a whack 5 right there, yo. That is a whack 5. Yikes.
Hey, that shit is terrible.
That 5 is super duper whack.
Shaq's got Kevin Durant, Giannis, Michael Jordan, Andre Iguodala, and Paul George. Wow.
Yo,
that's a great keeper kick.
Because I know we're about to get out of here, but I would love to cover the Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum versus Klay Thompson and Steph Curry.
What is the covering like?
It's just a quick versus. We can run through it.
I just think that I look at Jaylen Brown. I look at Jayson Tatum. I think they're on their way to being great. When I look at Steph Curry, and they play so much. Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum still trying to figure out how to play off of each other. Steph and Klay, it looked like it was a match right from the beginning. You guys knew who they were. They knew what they were. They knew what they were going to do. They knew what they weren't going to do. You're going to be the lead guard. I'm going to be the off guard. And if I have to play the guard, you can play the off guard. So there was no misunderstanding between them two. When I get with Jaylen Brown and I get with Jayson Tatum, it's almost like dealing with two singers where, you know, who we write the songs for? We still tripping over each other during the show. Like, who's going to be at the microphone? Who's going to be in the background? So we still trying to get there with those two guys as opposed to Steph and Klay. That thing looked like it worked out right from the beginning.
Unc, who do you contribute the OG to? Who deserves the credit for the Celtics' success? Because we talked about this last show. So I just wanted to get you guys' take. Non-player, forget the players. Outside of the player, who deserves the success? The credit for the success.
Outside of the players? I mean, the players are the ones that got to execute. So I'm
confused. But okay. So
I
it's
think,
a collective.
I know what you're saying. I know
you
exactly
put
what
in
you're
the
saying.
same sense, Shaq, because
GM, basketball of operations, or coach.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't a pick or choose. Like how you're
but you
making
guys
it
said,
seem.
but you guys gave Brad Stevens
credit,
so much credit for what's going on.
Not so much. Stop doing that. We gave him credit.
Brad Stevens deserves some credit.
What's the okay?
He has
how much percentage?
He has success.
How much percentage?
What are the options? You know, so I know how to break it down.
Between him, Danny Ainge, and I don't want to mess up his name.
Udoka.
Udoka.
I personally think it's
Sudoku.
to me personally. I think
I don't want to mess up his name. Goku. What?
Yeah, right. I don't want to mess up his name.
More shenanigans from Shaq. More shenanigans more nonsense from Shaq.
This is the worst word in my brain.
It's pronounced exactly the way it's spelled, Shaq. Right. It's pronounced exactly the way it's spelled. Udoka. Udoka. That's the way it's pronounced. So Coach Udoka. Unbelievable.
Udoka. Yes. That's much easier.
Hey, yo, I'm giving right.
Oh my goodness, man.
I'm giving 80% to Udoka.
He said, I don't want to mess up his name. Goku. After 3 people repeated it.
Hell, that is crazy.
So to answer your question, Shaq, they didn't get this far with Udoka. And the reason why they didn't get this far with Udoka is because, number one, they were young. And number two, I look at what they're doing with Udoka, and I think they bought into his system. I think if you could very well lose players during the season. You could very well lose players with the system. Players don't buy into what you're doing, then they go the other way. And when I look at what Udoka was selling team defense, gang rebounding, playing together offensively. Nobody in particular gets all the credit, but I do have a guy. And they figured out that Jayson Tatum was that guy offensively, and they bought into that. And because they bought into that, now they have an identity. So if I had to look at one guy that basically put this whole thing together, I think it's Coach Udoka.
To be honest with you, I can't break it up in splits. I think everybody deserves a piece of the pie. It's a team effort. The maturation of Marcus Smart embracing his role as the leader defensively and in the locker room. Jayson Tatum has become a better player over the last 2 seasons. So does Jaylen Brown. Them bringing Al Horford back for his leadership and his floor spacing was important. Even the role players, Peyton Pritchard and these guys, Derek White, you know, all of these guys play a role in the success of the Boston Celtics as of right now, you know, but it's more than just right now. Danny Ainge making the moves that he made to acquire a Jayson Tatum, to acquire Marcus Smart and all of these guys that he did with the trade with the Nets for Paul Pierson. All of that shit. So it's a culmination of things that led to this inevitable spot. And Danny Ainge deserves credit. Udoka deserves credit for putting these guys in a position to win and succeed. The guy that left, what's the coach? He's not a general manager. Brad Stevens deserves credit because he had these boys in the Eastern Conference Finals on multiple occasions. And he, you know, guys can sit there and watch what he did. You know, he telegraph it, provide an example. Show and prove, you know, and he did all of that. So everybody deserves an equal amount of credit. I don't think if anything, the players should lean more to who deserves more because at the end of the day, they got to perform. But everybody in the front office is exquisite. They got, you know, some of the best management in basketball, and they've basically built this shit up over the past 4 to 5 years into what it is today. And that's somebody that could potentially believe in with the Larry O.B. this year. So, I mean, who deserves the credit? I think it's an equal share. And if you're going to give somebody more than anybody else, it should be the players, in my opinion.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm good. I'm good on this show. I want to thank OG and Unk for sure for tapping in. I'm sour we couldn't get to Mars defending Steph over Kobe. But I mean, we're gonna have to save that for another day. As nasty as that was.
Gonna get to that. I know. We are definitely going.
I know they already have all. I was gonna say I know they already have all of TikTok following them, but Chltwn32 and at OgDaBeast _sports. If you don't have a TikTok, go make one. Go follow these guys. Everyone on YouTube, before you see your way out, make sure you like the video. And any final words from everyone up here?
I appreciate you guys having me, man. It's been a while since I've been back on here. It was fun. You know, appreciate everything, you know, and you know, we'll see what's popping for the next one.
Take it light, but take it.
Make sure
I'll say love is love for Dell.
Yeah. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Tap into Game 2 NBA Finals tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Don't quote me on that.
Correct.
Make sure you go plop that
correct.
booty on the couch and go tap in. All right, y'all.
8 o'clock.
Pause.
Thank y'all for tapping in. Love y'all. Peace.